It does it non-stop, though.
Is your work phone an Android?
Mm-hmm.
I've never had
And
that
it also
problem.
does this, where it doesn't like to register my my touch. It's annoying. I have to
It's
turn
a
it off
Samsung
and then turn
something
it
or
back
other.
on.
Yeah, it's a Samsung something or other and fucking thing.
Mine's a Galaxy A14.
Every time, like I tell people all the time, like don't even bother with the damn work phone. Just text me. Either it won't come on at all, or it just restarts.
Nobody likes the work phones. No, like Tracy, nobody can get a hold of her through because it says no reception.
That's because you guys are out in Jackson Center.
No, even when I'm at home.
But the simple point is
you mean
it's literally a work phone. They have these for work, and nobody can have reception.
Yeah,
at work.
You never have reception out there, and especially because I remember whenever I worked there, I never got reception unless I was outside the building.
I have AT&T, and I have perfect.
I don't have any problems.
I have perfect reception.
I don't have any problems because I get a fucking iPhone.
but my
I
point,
wasn't gonna make it about that, but there we
that's
go.
what you're making it
That's
about.
what Android people do.
But
because,
that's my point.
iPhone people complain, but Android people got to point out who's got what kind of phone.
But my point is,
I want to hear it all through freshman year. Anytime I pulled out my Android, I had some iPhone kid go, "Oh, is that an Android?" Every time.
Exactly.
I've never had that.
There's those people like that care about what kind of phone you're using. I don't give a shit.
But like my point here,
don't care either.
But my point here is this is literally a work phone. Like you think if everybody's having this issue with reception, and it's for work at work, get a different fucking carrier.
Yeah, you'd think.
Or something.
Yeah.
Get a phone that actually works to where you can call people at work with the work phone.
Or at least give them a good internet service where you can connect to it and things like that.
Yeah, they have Wi-Fi. That's the thing that kills me. Is like there's a Wi-Fi there, and everybody complains about how bad it is. Well,
I barely connect to it, so I just
I use it all the time, but I'm not like it's like if you're trying to like watch videos on it, then yeah, you got a bad connection. That's the point. You're not supposed to sit there and be like, well, I'm gonna scroll TikTok for 3 hours. I mean. It's Wi-Fi. Like I've worked at like 3 places that have free Wi-Fi, and they're one of them. So like, quit complaining about free Wi-Fi.
Decent Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's supposed to be decent. It's not supposed to be great.
Yeah, I mean I can scroll TikTok is what I'm saying.
Well, they banned TikTok there.
Oh, did
like
they?
you can't
Our work
access
doesn't care.
TikTok at all. At
really?
our work. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah, our work does not give a shit.
Can check out Facebook all day long though.
Oh, that's because they're very. I don't even want to get to that political bullshit with that place.
Speaking of political bullshit, oh yeah. Hey, by the way,
That's
welcome
what you
back.
Should call the front political bullshit.
Political bullshit. That's really what it is.
I mean, that's pretty much what it's coming down to.
Welcome back. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew. Forget to check out them socials down there in the description, all that good stuff. Eric is going to give us some of his some
Political bullshit.
Political bullshit. Or political bullshit. Because that's what it's all come down to, political bullshit.
Yeah.
So,
Eric? We could start off with the whole thing about Elon Musk cutting all the federal spending and wanting to give everybody $5,000. Well, a family.
It's hasn't been passed yet, but that's the plan, I guess.
That's literally the plan.
Well, first of all, they have to hit that true $2 trillion savings to do that. And the odds of that happening, let's be real, is pretty low.
But here, my thought too is, we've got such
trillion with a T.
We've got such a high deficit in our government. Maybe we shouldn't be worried too much about that and then working.
Fuck that. No, fuck that.
I want some fucking money,
dude.
Dude.
Not saying that
They're taking our hard-earned dollars and throwing it across the pond.
I'm not saying
that.
no. I'm not saying that they should give everybody the whole fucking thing.
No. I like their plan of 20.
Both.
Well, no, I like their plan. They've got a plan for 20% to us, which is the $5,000, and then 20% towards the deficit, 20% to this. I don't mind spreading.
They're even talking about a savings.
Yeah.
They're even talking about hey, we need to start saving money. Yeah. And they're talking about doing that. And I'm like, I'm good with that, dude.
Yeah, I've just got people coming up to me saying, "Oh, we should get it all." It's like, no, we shouldn't get it all.
No.
Doesn't work that way.
No, we should get a piece of the pie. It was our money that they wasted.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't want to see it all come back to us, and then the government is no better off, because in the end, we do have to rely on the government to a certain degree.
Yep, certain extent.
Federally, especially like with the stage of the world, they have to be out there, trying to preserve, what we want with the world. So they need some of that.
They also know that $5,000 is going to go back into the economy.
Yeah.
Because you get an extra $5,000, what are you going to do with that money? Some people are going to save it, yes, or pay bills. But a lot of people are going to go blow that money and throw it right back into the economy, which is fine. It
doesn't matter what you do with your $5,000, but I think that it's fair to say that if we did hit that $2 trillion ceiling, that we should get a piece of the pie.
Yeah, which if Elon keeps on doing what he's doing, it's not going to take very long.
I don't know. That's a big number.
It is a big number.
And they found some of the savings that they thought they had, they've had to pull back on because, again, at the beginning especially, I don't know what kind of access they have now, but at the beginning...
Fuck that. Do like you said you were going to do, Trump, and go crack open that vault at Fort Knox. See if that gold's actually there, dude.
No, seriously. I don't know if, they can really say that, because I think it was at 38 whatever was the number of what they had saved, but then they dropped it back down because some of what they had found was found with read access only. What do you call it? Access, that was it. They could only read it. And then they found when they got into the actual documents that it was erroneous. It's not actually fraud or a problem. It's just, but they had already put that on the savings. So then they had to draw back. I think it was 12 million of it or something. So I'm just saying that even though right now it seems like they're doing a great job and they're going to save us a lot of money, that's not all going to be the case.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could agree that there could be, if they find $2 trillion worth of savings, I'll put it this way. If they can find $2 trillion worth of problems in the government that they can find that money to send back to us, we've got a way bigger problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if they're saving us in the millions, that's one thing, right? But if you hit a $2 trillion problem, I almost think we disassemble and try again. That you're talking trillion with a T, man. You can't even fathom that money.
Nobody on this planet has that much money.
I'll be lucky if I hit $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm saying that it's pretty improbable.
Yeah.
Is where my head's at.
They wouldn't tax the 5,000, would they?
No, it would be tax-free.
Yeah.
It'd be tax-free.
It'd be like the
tax-free,
stimulus checks we got back when...
Well, we did get taxed for the stimulus checks.
Yeah, but we paid for those stimulus checks.
Yeah, we paid for that shit.
So this is supposed to be just our money coming back to us.
It's supposed to be. I don't know how they'll do it.
Maybe they'll do... I don't know, but it should not have any strings attached, the way they're talking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that part, and then there's another one that I'm not sure how I feel about it, but Elon Musk is talking about using AI to pretty much fire federal employees if they do not reach certain mandates of it. They have 5 things they have to prove, the achievements that they've done every week.
Yeah. I don't know if Elon Musk can really fire anybody.
So that goes against federal labor laws, for one.
Well, the thing about that is I heard Trump say something about writing letters and writing back, sent out letters or something, and they're supposed to write back every week what they've done.
Their emails.
Yeah.
And they're asking for 5 things that they accomplished in their week.
Yeah.
Right. And if they don't accomplish anything, then
I don't know. I feel like that's because
that's a little extreme.
Because you can't define exactly what you did in a day.
That seems a little bit extreme, in my opinion.
Yeah, just because you can't define what you did in a day doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't value
added. I'm not disagreeing that Musk shouldn't go in there and start cutting.
I don't think Musk can fire anybody because he's technically not even part of the government. And
I'll tell you, I'm getting real tired of hearing that as a protestation point.
Basically,
to say we didn't hire Musk, or we didn't elect Musk. We didn't elect Fauci either. So
yeah. That's the thing is Musk isn't technically, he's not part of the government. It's like if you,
he's just going in and finding
it's like
the
if
issues.
it's like if you own a business and your fucking toilet takes a shit on you. you're going to call a plumber. That plumber's not a part of your business. You're hiring him to come in and take care of a problem.
So-
That's what they're doing with.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is a plumber. He's coming in to fix a problem. That's all it is. And the government hired him to do that.
Well, but he's an independent contractor. So that the thing is that the government shouldn't be able to audit themselves when it comes to finances and things like that.
Right.
If you fuck up your taxes, they're not going to go, you tell us what you find. They're not going to trust you to do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
They're going to send auditors that are outside of your house.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Outside of your
saying.
house.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
when the auditor finds the discrepancies, then they report back to said boss, which is pretty much Trump, saying, hey, this is the discrepancies.
Yeah.
This is what you should do. And then he goes and enforces it.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know about.
Trump's not going to let his our own government officials go through our spending.
Nor should he. Nor should he,
because that's exactly where the problem began to begin with. So
you know, teachers don't hand an exam back to the kid and say, "Here,
grade
grade
it
your own
yourself,
work." I
grade
mean, it
your own
doesn't
work.
Yeah,
happen.
they do.
sometimes,
They do
Bad
that.
ones do.
Yeah. Mainly English teachers.
I mean, it depends. I've
That's
heard
why
of
I
that
got
happening,
an
like when it
English.
comes to like a pretend quiz or something like that, because they're trying to prove a point or trying to you know.
Right.
I've seen that, but it doesn't mean anything. That's the
Right.
point. Is that like you shouldn't be allowed to audit yourself.
I agree.
Sometimes
yeah,
the math teachers would be
ridiculous.
like, "Here, switch papers with someone. You guys will grade each other's." And like, you pick your friend. You're like, she got that one right, right? Yeah.
Well, either way, and then he also fired like 6,700 people from the IRS, like over 6,000
Something like
people.
that. Yeah.
He went on a firing spree this week. Trump did, and I think that he's doing good because I know they hired an assload of IRS people.
They did.
They added like
recently.
something like 25,000
Yeah.
new roles or something like
Yeah,
that.
and it's that's ridiculous. And I know it's all about auditing and blah blah blah, but at the same time, you know, for like it's like Karen said, you know, federal tax was supposed to be a temporary thing. It wasn't supposed to be permanent.
Yeah.
So what? No, you're fucking 17.
Okay, sweet.
But
yeah, it should have been
for-
paid since I was 14.
for the fact that we weren't supposed to technically still be even paying a federal tax for them to go and hire more people to audit you know, business owners and things like that's ridiculous, man. Like, get the fuck off of it. You know what I mean? Like, back the fuck off a little bit, dude. Like, some of us are actually out here struggling while you guys are embezzling our money and putting it in your own pockets.
Yep.
So
And
you can suck my nutsack.
the other part of the news that I got was apparently Trump and Putin are now, or Putin pretty much said that he's aligning himself with the U.S. now.
He doesn't have a choice.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Well-
he did the same thing the first time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that like every other like president
So
has
what-
been like, Putin.
What's
Trump's like,
coming?
I don't
What's
give a
coming
fuck.
out of
Pussy,
this?
dude.
What's coming out of this is that Trump went and to the negotiations without the Ukraine
I've
president,
seen that, yeah.
and that's where it came down to was like Putin. Everybody's like saying Trump is siding with Putin over the
He's the
Ukraine-
president of
Russia.
Yeah.
Russia.
siding with Putin over the Ukraine thing, which Trump has said. You know, Ukraine started the war and all this stuff.
He said two major things is that that they started the war and that Zelensky is not a bona fide president because they were supposed to have elections
Yeah.
and they never did because of the war.
And now the EU, which is the European, are all
The European Union.
is very I want to say against Trump right now
Of course they are.
because of Putin alliance and with the U.S. now and all the tariffs and all the sanctions.
Well, if they'd asked themselves one question, who would you side with? I mean, like, as far as like, you know, the whole
what the
Ukraine thing and
yeah.
all that, like, Putin's being smart, okay? But like, the one thing I'm gonna say, I don't know who started the war. I'll be honest. Other than keeping up with what's been happening,
Mhm.
I wasn't real keen on when it started, like paying attention to it. I figured it was going to go away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I wasn't paying attention to who started what. So I don't know. But I will comment on him not being the president, about them saying like he's not a bona fide president for them. That I don't agree with. And that is because in times of war, in times of great stress, there aren't elections. That's not a weird thing for a country to do.
Yeah.
Countries will.
We've never been put under that sort of duress.
No, but I've heard about it in like Australia.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like America's never had to deal with anything as distressing as a war between
on our own soil.
On our own soil. So I could see why they'd be like, we don't have time for an election right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The point that the European Union is having an issue is now they're really focusing on now we have to safeguard our own territories. Because now they're trying to give Ukraine as much backup as they can because they want to keep Ukraine in the way of Russia.
I don't understand that. I'm going to have to go back and really do some research on this because I don't understand this protect Ukraine thing that the rest of the world seems to have.
Ukraine is basically the border nation that is the stopping point from Russia being able to invade. You see what I'm saying? It's like Ukraine is like the gate.
Okay. I get
So
that.
if you come through Ukraine,
Okay, but then what about Ukraine being able to take care of themselves? Because all I've heard is other countries coming and aiding them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying. I am asking questions. I don't know enough about this subject to say that I know anything. But what I'm getting at is, it's like Canada. They want to run their mouths, and then they come to us because, we're in trouble and we have an army and they don't.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to say, all I'm saying is that if you know you're the border country and you are the gateway,
we're
you
like the older brother to Canada. They run their mouth and then they hide behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my brother will beat you up.
So, bitch, I'm tariffs, bitch.
So that's where it's coming down to. The European Union is really upset with Trump because he's not exactly siding with Putin, but he's making an alliance with Putin, and they're starting to set up. I think it was oil. And
yeah, because that's what we mandated him to do, was to get oil back in this country, so we're not paying $7 a gallon.
So Trump and Putin are not exactly an alliance, but they're
friendly.
They're friendly.
You think he's going to get that pipeline set back up?
Yeah,
that they shut down 4 years ago and fired 10,000 fucking workers from.
That's going to be a rough one because you're talking going through Canada and everything else, and he's done pissed off Canada.
Yeah,
I think that a lot of this comes from.
that got shut down.
Yeah. I think a lot of this comes from this Keystone pipeline. Yeah. I think a lot of this got shut down because, or is getting this press and everything is because just as a general consensus, the world is orange man bad. And nobody wants to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm just begging as a regular person, can we get past all that? And just well, I'm saying I give the Democrats the benefit of the doubt. When they say something that I agree with, I go, hey, I voted for Barack Obama. I did twice. Really regretted it the second time. But I'm just saying that, like, if you agree with, why does it matter, Republican or Democrat? What's right is right.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
who cares? I don't like Trump as a person. He's a terrible husband. He's a terrible father. Well, no, I mean, he's a good father, but like he's not he's not the person that I would want raising my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like him. Okay.
Yeah.
But I sure as fuck agree with him.
Yeah.
A lot.
When it comes to business, Trump is a.
Well, and what's the government? It's a
large
business.
Yeah, and the government is a large business.
And I
that's how he treats it.
I don't want to downplay Ukraine and Russia and all that shit.
God, no.
But foreign affairs, I could really care less about, to be honest with you. Because I feel like our country itself is in enough trouble as it is, that, like, foreign affairs just don't mean nothing to me right now. Like, fix my country first. I don't disagree with you,
but here's why Trump is doing the things he's doing. People don't stop to think about this. His very job as our president of our federal government is to care
right
about that stuff. And what he's trying to do, if people are paying attention, is he's pushing all of us back to the states. My state should know my needs more than Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. So that's why a lot of this stuff is getting pushed back to the states
too,
because it should.
We're going to leave it up to the states to do this and that and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There are some things that he feels like he needs to stand up for as a country and not so much as...
But that's his job, a collective.
That's literally what it comes down to with the European Union and all that stuff. Basically, Trump is telling them, you guys need to start being able to support yourselves. Support yourselves. And that's what they're coming to realization.
Yeah, we can't keep doing this for you.
That's where it's all coming down to.
The
only thing that concerns me is I don't want to say that we're shutting down our allies, which is like, Great Britain and all that.
By backing off. But that is a little concerning because we've been allies. If we back off and Putin does decide, well,
and then
I'm going to move on through.
We're allying.
He could very well start World War III.
Yeah, and then we're allying ourselves. That's what I'm saying. Then we're allying ourselves with a country that we're not really known to be very friendly with.
I mean, I get that worldview and that is a problem. I 100% agree.
That's the only concerning I have.
It is his job to watch out for us on a national level or on a.
And he's our president. We have to trust him in making these decisions.
And I do. He was able to alleviate war before, and he avoided war with Korea and everything else the last time he was in office. And I've got faith that he can do it again, more so than the presidents before him.
And what I don't understand about the European Union getting all upset about this, if he's allying himself with Putin, do they ever stop to think that he's doing what he did before, where he's pacifying this guy so that he doesn't act like a total dick and annihilate everybody?
And that's what he did with Little Rocket Man.
If he aligns himself with the enemy and gets the enemy to back off, then what's the fucking problem?
I don't see an issue with that.
I'm not saying that is or isn't what's happening. I got to do more research about that, but
that's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what you do in most situations. That's what you do in all situations. If you come to a point where it's leading up, this is a very passive and very smart way to act. Not even just as a country, but if you're in a confrontation with somebody personally. The best way to alleviate conflict...
Punch him in the face.
Well, no. That makes things worse.
Never mind.
That makes things worse.
Twist his dick! Vote for me as a...
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It would feel good to fuck him up. But at the same time, it's not solving anything.
Could you imagine if I got elected and just one day, taking questions? All right, bitch, I've had enough.
Just get up and go down.
I'm telling you guys, a vote for Karen is a vote for world peace.
That's how I think our elections should be done. Everybody votes, but at the end of the day, you put the two candidates in a ring together and see who wins.
Hey, Abraham Lincoln was a boxer. Did you know that?
Yeah,
he only lost 3 fights. Yeah.
See, no, the fight needs to happen before the election.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Can't catch me, can't reach me.
Yeah, honest Abe,
You guys would really just want to watch a bunch of old men beat the crap out of each other?
Yes,
But
I do.
I would. Okay, if we're not going to do term limits, that's what I want. I want a bunch of 80-year-olds fight each other. You will see them drop like flies.
Oh, my God.
I agree. All right, is that all you got, Eric?
That's all I got. I only had those 3 things.
That's good stuff. All right, well, let's move on here. Whew, goddamn. Let's get into our creator profile.
No, that was him flexing his muscles, so people would put you guys in a match together.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll hit a bitch. I don't care.
Have you seen my beach ball?
Oh, no.
I left it over there.
You kill him. You kill him.
One hit, and then I just sit on
him. She does the Matrix.
Dead fish in the bag. He'd be the next dead fish in the bag.
No, you know what I do is just grab his nipples and twist really.
They're not ever hard to find either. It's really hard.
I was gonna say this because your nipples are always hard.
I think it's a guy thing for some reason. Same here.
Might be.
No, you guys are just freak-a-leaks, okay?
Freak-a-leaks.
Okay.
What's the movie where the dude had really long nipples?
Oh, that was a Scary Movie.
Scary Movie 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was.
They were like this long, dude.
Oh fuck!
It was Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry.
Oh. All right.
Crusty ass
Creator
long
profile.
nipples.
Creator profile. I'm sure everybody knows who we're doing.
I know.
Yeah, you know because I asked you if we'd already
Yeah.
done them.
I know.
You know Eric?
Main guy. I can't remember his name.
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy.
I
Too
could've
bad he's
sworn
such a
you were gonna
dick.
do the
I was
other
gonna say, I
guy.
think he comes off as like I think he's a dick in real life.
He is. That's what I'm saying. Like, too bad he's such a dick because, like, honestly,
he has
he has
long
got
life,
such
you
good
guys.
talent. Like, he has got talent for days, and he gets
That's
in
why
his
I
own
think that's
fucking
why
way.
he's a dick.
Well, he gets in his own fucking way. Because it doesn't matter how much talent you have. If you can't get along with people,
Yeah.
you're not getting hired.
Yep.
I mean, look at his career from then, hitting all these like hits. You know, great movie, great movie, great movie, great movie, great movie, and
Nah,
He
you
just
fall
kind of
off.
falls off.
yeah,
He kind of fell off after he did the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was pretty much where I think because he had all these like creative ideas, and he was getting mad because they weren't doing
Taking
things
them.
that he wanted to do, and
You're not the director, dude.
it's because you're stepping on Disney's toes for one, bud, and also.
You're not God.
You're
Like,
not
you can't
God,
dictate
you know what I
every
mean?
little
Like,
thing.
And I think that's I don't remember if it was they didn't bring him back or he didn't want to come back because they wouldn't give him creative control.
they
it's
didn't
like-
want him to. They didn't.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but dude, I mean, you're not the fucking director, you're not the writer.
You can give opinions and
Yeah,
and,
give
and offer
opinions and
opinions
things,
and
but-
let them make that decision.
I
But at
was
the
like,
end
I
of the
don't.
day, you're getting paid as an actor, not
Yeah.
Yeah.
getting paid to.
right.
I know I know on American History X, him and the director, I think they fucking hated each other.
Mhm.
I'm sure.
And I think the director quit or wanted to quit or something like that because of all the creative control that they let Edward Norton have.
I know that.
Which
when
that
it
movie
comes
did
to-
come out really great, though.
It did. The movie was awesome.
Yeah.
When it came to Fight Club, only because I did the trivia, and I don't think I put it in there because I figured we'd probably talk about his attitude. But he was dating Courtney Love at the time that this movie was made, and the director mentioned wanting her or Janine Garofalo or something. Like there was like 3 or 4 finalists, and he was pushing for Courtney, obviously,
For Fight Club?
for Fight Club to play Marla,
Mm.
and nobody else wanted her. And
Because she's a dirtbag.
yeah, and he kept
Courtney who?
Courtney
Love.
Love. He kept like just throwing a fit about her or whatever. And Janine Garofalo actually was supposed to have gotten the part, but then he threw a fit about it, and she ended up deciding she wasn't going to do it because she didn't want to work with all of that, right? But according to him, that wasn't the case. The director didn't want her. Had nothing to do with him.
I don't know if Janine Garofalo would have been.
But he's the
good
only
in
one
this.
saying it had nothing to do with him.
I like the chick.
Yeah, the
that-
director Brad Pitt. Everybody else is going. Yeah, he.
I
wanted
think it did really it suited what's her face really well.
Helena Bonham
Yeah.
Carter.
Yeah.
I really liked one thing that she did, and I knew this before I did the trivia. I don't remember if I put it in there or not, but she had the makeup artist do her makeup with her left hand because it wasn't her dominant hand. And when they asked her, because they were like, "That's a really strange request. Why do you want us to do your makeup with your left hand?" She's like, "Because I don't think Marla would give a shit what her makeup looks like." And I was like,
Good point. Yeah.
yeah.
She looked very yellow.
She looked very yellow.
She did
Maybe
look
she has a
yellow in
liver
some
problem.
scenes. Yeah.
I think that's just it's muted tones. It's supposed to be dreamlike.
That or
and-
she did that on purpose to make herself look sickly for those meetings.
No, that could be too. Could
Maybe.
be.
Go ahead and read it.
He has a very long life, you guys.
Not really.
Has
He's
it
just-
ended yet?
No,
No,
not
he's still
dead.
alive.
Oh,
I don't
Okay.
think he's done much
so
work.
this is ongoing.
Not recently. I mean, he's steady, but nothing of merit.
Mhm.
Edward Norton, early life and career. Edward Harrison Norton was born on August 18th, 1969 in Boston,
Massachusetts.
His father, Edward Norton Sr., SR, Sr.?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Was a former federal prosecutor under President Jimmy Carter's administration, and his mother, Robin, was an English teacher. He grew up the eldest of 3 children in the progressive multicultural community of Columbia, Maryland, which was founded by... I thought it was like going to be a list of places.
She's like Columbia.
Maryland.
She wanted to make sure she got every single syllable.
I thought it was gonna end up being a list of places, and then it stopped, and I knew the way I said the sentence sounded weird, so I had to go back.
That's gonna be a thing from now on.
Which was founded by his grandfather, James Roos. Sure. The real estate developer behind Boston's famed Faneuil Hall Marketplace? Sure.
This thing is so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just not gonna eat any fish tonight.
It just by all means, as you were.
It's gonna be a mixture of Whoppers and bags.
Hey, I poured out
Fucking Morocco.
probably enough.
We're gonna have a band going here, fucking crackling
On
in
my
bags
count.
and
On my count.
Hold on.
That was a good tune. Try again later. Norton was an
Sorry, I
extremely...
gave the idea.
Joseph's gonna kill us all before the end of this episode.
No, I'm good.
Where is it at? It's there 9.
Oh,
Fuck your own face!
he's talking to you.
No, I'm
Eric's-
saying
That's what he's
that's
saying to all of
Joseph
us.
Sorry, I
saying.
was sleeping.
Well, then wake up.
Read the fucking creator profile.
That'll just put you to sleep. My voice is very monotone. Especially when I'm
Don't start, Mass, and just read it.
Are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?
Yeah, monotone.
Okay. I was just making sure because I've only ever read that word before. I don't really say it, so.
You got it.
Norton was an extremely bright and serious young boy, deciding at the age of 5 to pursue acting. After watching a babysitter perform in the play If I Were a Princess, shortly after he commanded the stage in Annie Get Your Gun at Ornstein's?
Sounds good.
Okay. Columbia School for Theatrical Arts.
He's on the floor.
And is rumored to have asked questions like, what is my objective in this scene?
Protected by the
At the
spiders.
tender age of 8.
It's not next to the mic.
I can't hear it. If I can't hear it, they can't hear it.
That's fucking sad, Karen.
I hear it all.
Dude, it's like so stupid like the other one that
You know the smart thing to do would be just dump a few out on the
Just
table.
rip the whole fucking
But
bag
the
open.
table-
No. You know what he just said? He just called me smart. That's what I did.
I was trying not to be so loud, but it didn't work.
Dude, we're just gonna breeze
just
past
dump them
that.
out onto the table.
I am.
And call it good.
Calm down.
Look at that shit.
Fuck off. I don't like you
He
anymore.
just called me
For giving you a brilliant idea.
No, because I'm gonna run out and I want more.
I might run out soon.
Bunch of fucking kids.
Y'all better
around
keep
here.
it talking.
I'm about tired of us, you know.
It's okay. He loves us for it, right, Dad?
Yep.
Usually that's the part where you talk.
He pleads the 5th.
What is that again?
You don't know what pleading the 5th is?
They taught me, but I didn't.
It means
listen
no
because it was
comment.
history.
Yeah. No
Okay.
comment.
See, that's what I thought I meant. I just had to clear that up. Norton continued acting and playing basketball throughout high school, and after graduating, went to Yale to pursue studies in astronomy, history, and Japanese. He acted in several undergraduate productions.
You gonna be alright over there?
Productions. Often to campus-wide acclaim. Upon graduating in 1991 with a history degree, Norton moved to Japan where he worked for his grandfather's company, Enterprise Foundation.
He was a
business
fucking
devoted-
spoiled ass kid who grew up rich, man.
That's exactly what it was. As soon as he said that
His dad was
father
a federal attorney.
Yeah. As soon as
Did you hear the name of the company though? Enterprise Foundation. That's like naming a company.
Company and company.
He didn't get OJ off murder, so he's not that important.
Yeah, he's not a Kardashian. I mean, my God.
He acts like one.
He kind of does.
Diva.
Diva.
Diva. I got a question for you guys after I'm done reading this.
Okay.
Business devoted to establishing international low-income housing. It was not until his return to New York in 1994 that Norton decided to put all other interests aside and devote his energy and intelligence to acting. While supporting himself as a waiter, Norton appeared in several John Patrick Shanley's Italian-American Reconciliation. I almost had that. After Norton was cast in this production, Fragments. Oh my god. After Norton was cast in his production, Fragments, and subsequently earned a place in the New York Signature Theater Company. That's the end of the sentence?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Boy.
Movies. Primal Fear. In 1996, Norton scored his first film role in Primal Fear after Leonardo DiCaprio turned down the lead role. He garnered a Golden Globe Award and an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor for the role. Regarding his success in the film, Norton commented that the potency of the revelation about who my character really was in that film, what? Oh my god, I'm having a seizure. I think I'm dyslexic. In part, reliant on the fact that people had...
Reliant.
Reliant on the fact that people had absolutely no prior knowledge of me. They had no reason to expect a different voice or anything different from what they were initially presented with. Because of the vitality and importance of this revelation, Norton has chosen to remain as reticent
Sure. Sounds
okay,
right.
as possible about his personal life, so as to not pollute the freshness of his portrayals. On the power of Hollywood word of mouth alone, Norton had several serious film roles lined up before Primal Fear hit theaters. He charmed audiences and added singing and dancing to his list of talents as Holden, a preppy youth vying for the affections of Drew Barrymore. Skylar.
I knew he was fucking retarded.
In Woody Allen's Everyone Says I Love You, 1996. He then played a painfully loyal attorney defending America's most notoriously crude pornographer in Milos Forman's?
Oh,
Milos?
that's People versus Larry Flint.
Yeah, 1996. Rounders and American X. Norton's supporting turn in Rounders 1998 playing alongside fellow rising star Matt Damon. I got it. Inspired yet more praise, but it was his emotionally fierce performance as a reformed neo-Nazi. Sorry, I always say Nazi.
That's exactly what you're supposed
Is
to do.
it? There's no T in the spelling, though.
You've been calling it Nazi this whole time?
No, I always say Nazi, but I always feel like
It's
I'm
Nazi.
saying it wrong because there's no T.
It's Nazi.
Oh, cool.
There's a lot of German words that say things that, the letter isn't there, but we pretend.
Is that why everyone thinks they're dyslexic?
I don't know
Or
about that.
evil?
I don't think you understand what dyslexic is.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid.
No.
No.
Okay,
Oh.
clinically stupid.
No.
No.
It means you get your letters and or numbers
I know, that's what I just did
Backwards.
earlier. I keep
So,
switching the words around.
Are you
No,
saying
you're not switching them around. You get them backwards. Is what dyslexia is.
Well, they can be switched. It depends on, how bad it is.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the technical, regular thing is just backwards.
Either way,
I know
it doesn't mean people are dumb. I'm not dyslexic.
I'm talking about you.
I used to draw my shit, or when I was learning how to write, I put it backwards, not on purpose, just I would.
Didn't Mom write something on the banister over the fireplace? Was she
I
painted
don't
something?
remember. No, no.
I
No,
swear.
she never did anything to it. It was still there. Yeah, I carved my name in it.
No.
It's still there.
Mom painted something and she had her letters backwards.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did that with a painting once. I flipped a C and a K. It was bad. Anyways,
She was trying to spell out cock.
it was actually the F word, so...
Yeah, she's edgy.
Ooh,
Because I'm the diva.
that's
Uh,
new.
Diva.
It's better than what my daughter used to call horsies.
Mm.
Horse.
No,
The
she
horse?
couldn't say horsey. So if you said Allie, say horsey, it sounded like she was saying pussy.
She was saying pussy. It was no. Your hearing was right. She was saying pussy. So if she's seen like a horse, she's like, "Oh, look at that pussy." And then if she got on my back to ride me like a horse, "Giddy up, pussy, giddy up."
She knew what she was doing. She wasn't. She knew.
I love that girl.
Oh, man. You said
Kendra has a video of it.
You said Penny did that?
No, Allie.
Oh yeah, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she's right around the middle school cussing everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
she was just gearing you up for it. Wait till you get a load of me, Dad.
Oh man. That earned him the second Oscar nomination, this time as Best Actor of his relatively brief film career. Norton had again proven his ability to almost effortlessly switch psychological gears within a character.
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
You ever seen Primal Fear?
No,
It's very good.
I believe it.
Janet Maslin wrote...
Damn it. Sorry.
Yeah, It's okay. I forgive you. Janet Maslin wrote of his performance in the New York Times that, having made his electrifying screen debut with an essentially dual role in Primal Fear, Norton now plays a facetted character?
Two-faced?
That's what it looks like it says, but it's got a T in there.
Oh, faceted.
Faceted character with even more fury.
Faceted.
Fight Club. In 1999, Norton teamed up with Brad Pitt in... See, I knew his name was Brad Pitt. I was going to say something about him earlier, because I thought you would do... Did we already do Brad Pitt?
Mm-hmm.
See, I was going to say that earlier, but then I was like, I'm going to say his name wrong, and they're going to look at me like I'm stupid.
Who,
And
Brad
that's
Pitt?
Yeah.
What do you think is fuck? How do you say it?
No, I just thought I'd get his name wrong.
Brad Pitt?
I used to
Brad
call Hugh
Pate?
Jackman
Pite.
Jack Human.
That's Pite.
So,
Pite?
Brad Pite.
hear me?
Brad Pitt.
I used to call Hugh Jackman Jack Human, so...
Broad pet pipe.
I could never get, what's
Hugh
his name, right?
Jackman.
The guy that played
Huge.
Loki.
See, now...
Huh?
No one
Tom?
messages me until I come down here, y'all.
I
Tom
always say...
Hiddleston.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
you.
always say
That's
Tim
how you should
Huddleston.
answer them.
Huddleston.
Them kind of calls. And then hang up. Just be like, I don't know you, and then hang
All
up.
right, well, let's keep going here.
That's what I would do.
I don't know you.
Who is it?
Ada.
She knows what fucking day it is.
That's instant pissed off Jeff's like,
That makes it
What
even
the
worse.
fuck? That's Ada for you, not using her fucking brain.
Oh, man.
She knows what day it is. I thought it was Monday.
Oh,
God.
Fucking moron.
the fuck are you doing?
I'm gonna tell her to watch this episode specifically.
At
Skip to
42
about,
minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes in and just listen.
Pacifically.
All I said was, you know what day it is.
Is that what I said?
No, I'm correcting you.
It's specifically.
No, remember we taled about this? I had a lady that used to say,
Oh, yeah, Pacific.
I'm going to get real Pacific with you.
You know
like
what?
the ocean?
I'm literally about to get real Pacific with you, alright?
Let me ask you
You just
something.
sound like you got a speech impediment. That's all that was. I'm literally about to get
I know.
real specific
No,
with
because
you.
we talked
All right?
about-
Literally.
Shut
Oh,
up,
why-
because
I
we
whittle
talked
you.
about this too. Girls in school will come into school and be like, I literally tried to tell you before.
I mean,
Literally.
I've seen people.
I would not be able to keep a straight face. Like, if somebody walked up to me and was, like, trying to be hardcore and be like, I whittly, I'd be like, you whittle? Like,
I'm whittly
with
about
a
to
knife?
be
You're,
your
you're
wax.
whittling away? What are you doing?
Like,
Like,
what are we
what?
talking about?
You brought a knife to school and you're whittling?
Like, I wouldn't make
Oh,
fun of them
man.
if they just had a speech impediment, but if you come at me with that
Well,
speech
it was always those girls, the weird girls that would fight each other with their petty drama and be like, I'm literally gonna will you. Like,
like, what are you guys doing? It sounds like a crime.
You're literally
and
about
then
to
and then
what?
people wonder why girls are fucking crazy. It's because it starts at a young age. They're fucking nuts.
They blossom into it. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Dude, teenage girls are the worst.
Oh
and
my
I'm
trying-
god.
I'm trying my best to keep Penny or Allie from getting that way.
If she ever comes home saying widowy, just smack her right there. It'll be done. Promise.
Trust me, I would.
I will smack the speech impediment out of your fucking
Right out of
mouth.
I swear to God.
It's like that
Man.
video of that girl, like them slapping contests, where that lady was like Asian, and she smacked the fucking Asian out of her. And she like smacked her, and then she's like American.
American. like,
Yeah.
in one fell swoop.
She's like, and then she's like,
Yeah, like her eyes are like, it was just instantaneous.
I've said that.
She just smacked the race out of her.
I've said that to, I think it was Allie. She did something dumb, something stupid. She said something stupid, and like, you know how she does her voices
Yeah.
sometime. And I literally looked at her and said, I'm about to smack the dumb out of you.
Oh man, this sounds like something that I would have said to Ada when I was like 8.
Smack the dumb out of you.
I messaged her. She didn't message me back.
Ada?
Yeah, she's like, oh, she doesn't look at her text messages.
Like, you know what day? Why would it?
No, I'm left on.
What?
I'm left on delivery.
She'll call you.
Teenage girl doesn't-
Because she only messages people through Instagram. Because everybody, I guess, has fucking Instagram. I don't have fucking Instagram.
I don't
do
even
I.
get on Instagram.
Dude, I don't
Someone
understand
messaged
that
me-
at all. I got
I'm not
a
If
Instagram.
someone
phone.
messages me
Text
on
message
Instagram,
me or
it
whatever.
takes me days to reply.
Yeah,
because
I'm not.
I don't
I'm not
see
an
it.
Instagrammer.
Yeah.
Ada?
Why are some people so willing to give up their privacy and security? I'm not saying your phone's much better,
Right.
but like you're literally messaging somebody on a third-party app where they can get into your shit anytime. You already signed something that said they could.
Because
Mhm.
kids these days don't fucking understand none of that shit. They don't care. Like, Ada, I love you, man, but you're dumb. Check your fucking phone. Check
And
your
tell her
text
to watch
messages.
Exactly 6 minutes into
God
this
damn.
video.
You know how much that would annoy me to look down at my text messages and see 35 or whatever? I'd be like,
I don't even think she knows or pays attention to it. I don't think she cares. I don't think she pays any attention to her
That's
text
such a
messages.
dad answer, though, too, at the same time. I love you, but damn, you're dumb. It is. I mean, we all think it.
He said it before. It's okay.
It's the truth, though.
I've
We
told her
all
this several times. I
dads.
was like, Ada, I love you, but you're fucking stupid sometimes.
No, he doesn't just say it to Ada. He said it to all of us kids as a group.
Yeah, well,
Like,
it's a
I
dad
love you
thing.
kids,
It seriously is.
But you guys are morons.
It's
I
a
can
dad
imagine.
thing.
I'd be like, oh,
Seriously.
we have to have a family meeting. Can you sit down for a second? I just want to tell you you're all dumb.
Yeah.
All right, go back to doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Go on.
Thanks, Dad.
Just had to
That's why-
remind. Just had to
that's why
remind
I
you.
graduated and you didn't.
Mm-mm.
Dude, Jackson
Absolutely
pulled that.
not.
No, Jackson pulled that on him last night.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. While he was doing his homework. But then he ended up flipping his words around and put Dad in the right anyways, I'm not gonna lie. He did. Because he was like, you're not supposed to help me with my homework. And then Dad was like, no one helped me with your homework. And he was like, yeah, well, you also didn't get out of school or whatever. And he was like, because you didn't have anyone to help with you with your homework. And it was like, you just flipped that around on yourself. He was like, no, I didn't. I didn't mean to.
Because I literally didn't have anybody to help me with my homework.
It's like
My parents did not care about what school was for me. I'm talking about a person whose mom literally convinced him to drop out of school. I got a full-time job, just drop out. Okay. Dropped out. Why the fuck did you drop? You should have just got your fucking diploma.
Mom.
Mom, you did. Never mind.
Yeah, that sums it up. Never mind.
But just so you're aware, you don't have to be a high school graduate to raise children. So
No, you have to have like a fishing license and a hunting license, but they'll let anybody raise a kid.
I won't, Dad, we should go hunting.
And that wasn't a
Before I
slight at you.
leave,
That's
I
more
wanna
so
shoot
like
something with a
just-
shotgun.
every fucking person out here. There should be a test.
yeah, no shit.
He's never taken me to shoot anything with a shotgun. Brandon took me hunting once whenever we lived in Mississippi, but there were no deer, so I didn't get to shoot anything. Also, I think I talked most of the way through it, and he kind of sent me home.
All right, keep reading.
Anyways,
I got too drunk
let's see.
last time I went hunting.
1999, Norton teamed up with Brad Pitt in another intense and
Tumultuous.
Sure, that's a word. Roll.
It is.
You're not supposed to side with him, Karen. We talked about
I've told
this.
you. I will tell anybody who will listen, and I've said this several times. I agree with what's right.
Yeah, but like, you don't have to say it out loud whenever it comes
Bullshit. I will say it pains me to have to side with him.
Okay. See, that makes it better. Just
Does
He's
it
like,
really?
fuck you guys.
listen. Anytime you
No.
side with him, just imply that, and I will automatically.
Okay,
feel better.
like, he's right.
You got to do it like the Buffy the Vampire.
Good thing it hurts you more than it hurts me.
Oh, that's a good one, Dad. Where'd you come up with that?
Keep reading, you're gonna get in trouble. I'm trying to save your life.
You're gonna
He
get
doesn't
fucked
have a
up.
Spatula. I do.
I just got the back of my hand.
There's a saw over there, I see.
There's all kinds of things.
A sword right in front of me.
Dude, I'd be on the stairs before he got
There's
out
a
from
block of
behind
wood right
here.
There's a block of wood
Come on,
right
just
behind
read the
me.
fucking thing.
I'm
Joseph's like,
talking,
I
that's
want to
the
get through this
Stop
shit.
talking. We're an hour in and you're not done.
How am I supposed to read this if I can't talk?
We're listening. Go
Thank
on.
you. Okay, thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
I take it back. You do have to graduate high school to have children.
I am graduating high school.
I wasn't referring to you, moron.
Who are you talking to that everyone else here is Did you guys graduate?
I was talking to our illustrious audience. Is that okay?
I get it.
See, you don't have to be smart to graduate.
No.
And who
Not
says that just because
anymore.
you dropped out, you're dumb? You're not dumb.
If you can cheat online, then you don't have to be smart to graduate. And I took 3
That's another
online
thing. We didn't have
classes.
online. Well, we did, but there wasn't much.
No, we
online.
got to write a research paper. You got to take your
Yeah.
ass to the library and go through 17 other
But
books.
like that's the great thing about moving forward. We already had this conversation at the very beginning of the episode.
Yeah, you guys never had to do anything for yourselves. I get it.
Yeah.
Come on, read.
Anyways, as a nameless young man in David Fincher's Fight Club, based on the debut novel by Chuck Palahniuk.
I don't know how to say his last name either.
Palahniuk.
We're going to say
Palahniuk.
Palahniuk.
Palahniuk. Norton plays a lonely young professional who feigns illness in order to attend disease support groups and bond with others, until he meets Tyler Durden.
Did we not say whether we'd watch or recommend? Maybe we should do that real
Are
quick.
we there? I thought you were still
No,
on the creator profile.
We are.
Oh. Never mind. All right, go ahead.
She's
God
doing-
damn, I'm
yeah.
fucking... I'm
Oh, I
lost
got to
today.
get the rest of my shit pulled up here. I'm still listening.
That's right, we're not in the movie yet. What am I doing?
The founder of a fight club and underground group that discovers a
You don't
cathartic
talk
release
about
of
it.
aggression through brutal fistfights. Are you going to yell that at me the whole time I'm going over the movie?
Yep.
The film became a cult hit and officially
It wasn't a
catapulted
film.
Norton
It was
to the realm of A-list actors. Red Dragon and the 25th Hour.
I should do little...
I should
blinks.
buy a boat.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The way you said it, I sounded like
You said I should.
I
and I was
should-
like, I should buy a
We
boat.
should do little blinks of Brad Pitt and penises throughout the episode.
Mhm.
See if they ban our video.
Oh, they would. In a heartbeat.
Just
I think it would
blur,
take a
just
minute.
blur the penis. It's okay.
No, you make it really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So you
really
can't quite
quick.
see it.
Just to be
So you can kinda go-
The fuck did I just see?
And make children cry.
Wasn't it like moaning in the like in
Yeah.
some of the parts? That's what I thought.
It wasn't fast enough to where you couldn't see what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could definitely tell. It was there for half a second. And
Like
that's
all the
about
stuff
how
with
long
Brad,
it takes
like
to
Brad
register.
Pitt flashing throughout the movie.
I'm just like sitting here like, how did I not catch that the first time? Like,
Oh,
how
I
did
did.
you know
I
what
caught
I
it
mean? Like,
right
well, no,
off
I mean
the
like I
get.
caught that there was something, but like, how did I not? I don't know. There's so many dead giveaways. You know. Go on.
In 2001, he co-starred along heavy hitters Robert De Niro and Marlon Brando in the crime film The Score. The following year proved to one filled with highs and lows for the talented actor. He starred in the satirical look at children's television, Death to Smoochie, which proved to be a critical and commercial dud.
I don't get that.
No, I get it either.
In Red Dragon, Norton played a retired FBI agent drawn back into his old investigative life in order to track down a serial killer with a little help from notorious murderer Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins. The film, a prequel to the hit Silence of the Lambs, was a remake of the 1986 film Manhunter. Norton then starred in director Spike Lee's The 25th Hour as a drug dealer is about to start a long prison sentence. The project was a dream come true for Norton, who had been a fan of Lee's work since Do the Right Thing, The Italian Job, and Kingdom of Heaven. After such a hectic rollout of films, Norton took a break for several years, accepting only 2 supporting roles in 2003's The Italian Job, and
Which he was contracted to do.
Yeah.
He didn't have a choice. He didn't even want to do it, and he phoned that whole movie in.
Yeah, he did.
And
You can tell.
and the other in 2005's Kingdom of Heaven. I didn't want to go into something feeling less than totally enthused about it, just for the sake of getting paid, he told Entertainment Weekly. Norton expanded his role behind the scenes. In 2003, he founded Class 5 Films with Stuart Blumberg, a friend of his since his Yale days. The company produced Down in the Valley 2006, an independent drama starring Norton as a cowboy who moves to California and gets involved with a younger woman. That same year, the company also produced The Painted Veil, a historical drama of betrayal set in China during a cholera epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Norton played a bacteriologist who learns his wife is involved with another man. Speaking on Norton's reputation as a difficult actor to work with, his co-star Naomi Watts said, "I think that there's no question that Edward is going to challenge every director that he works with. But if the director is smart, he will always listen to Edward's ideas, because 99% of the time, they're brilliant."
Yeah, but that's just part of the reason why his head is
feeds
so
more of
inflated.
his ego.
Yeah. All you did was stroke his ego by saying that.
The Illusionist. Also in 2006, Norton starred in the historical mystery drama The Illusionist. He played a magician who uses his talents to help the woman he loves. In Turn of the Century, Vienna. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if he's that brilliant, maybe he should turn away from acting and start becoming a director.
Norton went through a very different type of transformation for his next role, starring as the title character in 2008's The Incredible Hulk. The film proved to be a summer box office hit, netting more than $134 million. Norton next starred opposite Carl Farrell in the 2008 crime drama Pride and Glory. Working behind the scenes, he served as a producer on HBO's political documentary By the People, The Election of Barack Obama, 2009. The project was directed by Amy Rice and Alicia Sams, who had followed Obama for 2.5 years to make the film. Leaves of Grass and Birdman. In the 2009 crime film Leaves of Grass, Norton plays a pair of twins opposite Tim Blake Nelson. Susan Sarandon and Kerry Russell.
Yeah.
It's spelled weird. It's Keri.
That's Carrie.
Other film projects have included Stone 2010 with Robert De Niro. Okay. And Mila Jovovich.
Fifth Element.
Jovovich.
Yeah.
Sure. Moonrise Kingdom 2012.
She doesn't. She has problems pronouncing half these names, and I'm like, you know who this person is. You know who this person, like who doesn't know who Robert De Niro is?
I can't put faces in names. I can recognize the name and I'll be like, oh, I know that name. And then you show me the face and I'm like, I know that guy. What's his name?
She's only on a movie podcast, everybody.
You guys hired me because I'm so inexperienced, though. You thought the teenage perspective would be great. And the teenage perspective is we don't listen to what people say whenever they tell us their names.
What's your name? Don't care. Shut up. That's what you just said, essentially.
I mean,
like, there's one guy came up to me at work and he told me his name. I'm like, hey, you. Yeah, I need your help with something.
I'm not going to lie. I do the same thing at work when I'm training some new people from time to time. Hey, this is such and such. Okay, I'm not going to remember your name because 99% of the time you're not going to stick around.
In my defense, though, I'm pretty sure his name is like Gerard or something like that. Gerard.
Jared?
No, it was
Wouldn't that be
Gerard.
it would have been funny if you said Jared and she was like, that's it.
Like Aaron?
Aaron.
Balake?
Balake. That was my favorite one, Balake.
Blake. Blake.
Kind of bullshit, lame ass.
And the Grand Budapest Hotel 2014. Norton received Academy Award and Golden Globe nominations for another 2014 film, Birdman, in which he plays a stage actor with an unpredictable, unsettling temperament. Norton followed his voice work for the raunchy Sausage Party. Oh my god, he was in that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He was in that.
Oh man, that movie was so gross.
I've never seen either one of them. I started to watch the first one and I was like, I can't.
Girl, she's calling me again. Now I know.
Let me see.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
You done fucked up.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck you want? Hello?
She said hi.
Hi.
What do you mean, what do I mean by that? It's fucking Tuesday. What do we do on Tuesdays, Ada?
Oh, I done fucked up.
You're on TV.
We're in the middle of our podcast. Tuesdays. You lived here for like a year and didn't remember that. It wasn't important?
No.
Mm-hmm. You're such a dork, man. Alright, well, she'll call you back when we're done. Alright, love you. Love you, bye.
Bye, Boo.
Bye, Boo.
Jackass.
Oh!
It clicked. Jeez.
It's okay, sometimes the spark plug, it just like disconnects a little bit. You just
Somebody
gotta,
needs to
like,
clean
tap
her
it.
spark plug then.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You just tap it back into place. It's okay. I don't think that's how spark plugs work. But I said it and I'm not going back on
It'd be
it.
funny if you walked up to her, grabbed her face, and just started blowing on her forehead, like an
No, I'll just do like I do the boys. I'll plug one ear and talk into the other, and then plug it real fast, and then shake it, and so it rattles
I
around.
hope it stays in there.
Like, all right, did it register that time? Or are you gonna remember?
Is it going out the other ear, like jumbled up? Like,
Yeah.
what's going
What's that
on?
movie where the guy like grabs a kid's face, he just shakes it a lot, and he's like the chubby cheeks are going everywhere.
Oh.
I think that's an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, it was.
It is.
It is. I
He's
think
like,
it's,
don't grow up, don't ever
grow up. That's what I'm envisioning when you're
I think it was
shaking the
Billy
kids.
Madison. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I think it was.
Don't ever grow up.
And Wes Anderson's stop motion Isle of
we go.
Dogs, 2018, as well as a role in the Will Smith drama Collateral Beauty, 2016. In March 2018, disaster struck on the New York City set of Motherless Brooklyn, another directing starring effort for Norton, after a fire broke out in the basement of a former Harlem jazz club. A 37-year-old firefighter died as part of efforts to save the apartments and residents above. Norton faced additional problems when two residents filed a lawsuit against his production company. The suit alleged.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alleged. The suit alleged that Class 5 Films kept highly flammable equipment in the basement during production and said the company failed to immediately warn residents after discovering the fire. Personal life. Norton began dating his other Larry Flint co-star rocker Courtney Love in 1996. After Love was publicly trashed in a New Yorker article, Norton exhibited his real-life loyalty by jumping to her defense. He wrote into the magazine in his typical eloquent manner, writer Daphne Merkins' only original contribution is her conclusion that Courtney was of more value as an icon of pain and self-destruction than she is as a complex, evolving, and healthy human being. A conclusion that is sexist, intellectually shallow, and spiritually bankrupt. In the end, Courtney's achievements will speak louder than any of her critics.
I just don't like her.
Nobody does. And to say, like, I'd have to read the whole thing, but that sounded like a bunch of fluff that meant nothing. Spiritually bankrupt. Like,
Yeah.
what does that even fucking mean,
What does that,
Edward?
what does that mean? Yeah, you're right. It just sounds like a bunch of fucking empty fluff.
Word salad.
Yeah. that's
You
what it
say a
is.
bunch of words that sound important, and then everybody goes, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you know what you're
yeah,
talking
we
about."
understand.
But then you want to. Well, but what does that mean exactly?
Well, he's saying that spiritually, she's a good person.
In 1996,
The
tragedy
artsy people,
overshadowed.
this is what it means.
Yeah, you know what I feel about artsy people.
Artsy fartsy.
Oh
Real
my!
mature.
You said.
In 1996, tragedy overshadowed Norton's newfound success. His grandfather passed away.
No, sorry,
and
I did
less
it
than
wrong.
A year later, his mother.
I can't do it anymore. I got a beard now.
What happens? You get to be a certain age, you can't do it anymore.
I don't know if I could ever do it.
You sound like an elephant.
Can you do it?
I
What?
can't do it either. Wait, could you guys ever do the armpit thing? 'Cause
I was never able to
No, I
do
was
the
never
armpit.
able
I
to
could
do it.
never figure that out as a kid.
Try one more time.
I can't do it anymore.
I got nothing.
I've lost a superpower. I didn't even know I did.
I've lost the ability to be a child.
I never knew how to do that one either. I'm not gonna lie. I only knew how to
used
do the
to.
arm part.
You used to walk around.
Almost.
Ah! You got
Yes,
it.
I got it.
I only ever knew how to do the arm ones.
I think you gotta leave a little bit of room. When you take your
Oh, I
hand,
did that one pretty good.
kind of cup them a little bit.
You gotta,
Leave room for the air to get in.
that was a windy one.
Your asshole got gaped out.
I was gonna say.
There goes the game, man.
You gotta do the arm.
I'm gonna pull that bundle of sticks out.
Just do the
Oh,
arm.
God,
Stick
guys.
with what you're good at.
Sorry about that.
You know how bad my ADHD kicked in?
That was a good one.
I looked at the duck and the alien.
Someone's wiping
and I
after
looked
that
up what
one.
a duck xenomorph would look like.
Wow.
I hope you guys enjoyed that ASMR.
You're
That's
welcome.
That's
So
what I-
sorry.
Teaching
what I
people how to
got.
do farts.
Even though we don't know how to do them ourselves.
I did one.
Karen did one.
Yeah, don't come at me with that bullshit.
Everybody's
I know
like,
what
dude,
I'm
I can just
doing.
fart out of my
Do the
butt.
arm one. In 1996, tragedy overshadowed Norton's newfound success. His grandfather passed away, and less than a year later, his mother died following surgery to remove a brain tumor. Norton
not a
subsequently
tumor.
organized a screening
It was, though.
It was though.
organized a
Dick.
screening
sorry.
of Everyone Says I Love You in Baltimore to benefit the research of the Johns Hopkins Hospital oncology team. That was a mouthful. Who operated on his mother. Besides Courtney Love, Norton is linked to actress Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek.
Do I know her too?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, everybody knows
Oh,
Salma
yeah.
Hayek.
Is she hot?
Oh, yeah.
Not as much as she used to be, but she's doing pretty. Even for her age, still pretty
Yeah,
hot.
she's still pretty hot for her age.
So whenever she was really hot, right? If she were to stalk you for 20-something years and then come up to you and be like, hey, I've been watching you for 20-something years. I think you're pretty cool. Would that be creepy?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
What about Chris Hemsworth?
Yes.
If he...
So anybody stalks me for 20 years, we got a problem.
What
yeah.
about Sandra Bullock? Is that her name?
Yeah. It's still
anybody
weird.
stalks you
I don't
for
know- I
an
don't- can't remember who you
extensive
told me
amount
was
of
really
time.
hot.
Stalks you,
Danielle
period.
Harris?
Sure.
Yeah, she can stalk me.
I was gonna say, it depends on who.
See? Now, if Ryan Gosling stalked me for 20-something years, I would not mind.
She's talking about the fucking Notebook.
I've never seen it, but he says it's a bad movie because if Ryan
No,
Gosling was in my house.
he's completely right on that fact. If
Oh, God, we're
Ryan
gonna carry
Gosling
into
does it,
it.
it's hot.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put Chris Farley in that role, it's crazy.
Exactly.
It's creepy.
But it wasn't Chris, whatever his name was. It was Ryan Gosling.
You're missing the point.
I think
I
Chris
know.
Farley would have done a hell of a
But I'm
job.
trying
there.
You're trying to
stick up
fight the
for
Yeah.
point, and then you
I'm
come
trying
back
to
and
stick
say
up
that it's
for-
That
not
would've
the
been
point.
so
I'm trying to
fucking
stick up for
awesome.
Ryan Gosling.
Well,
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. See, see if Ryan Gosling.
That's the
can
point.
do.
That's the point. There's
You
nothing
see-
wrong
see-
with him.
Hey, Chris
Therefore,
Farley hanging from a Ferris
If it were
wheel.
someone else in that role, it wouldn't have worked.
Exactly.
See, he's boyfriend material, so that's
He's
Why?
boyfriend material.
just saying.
Hold on, I gotta turn the tablet back on.
We've been getting way off topic.
Man,
That's all right. Like I said, my,
It's okay. We got,
my
like, 2
ADHD
sentences
kicked in
left.
a little bit ago, and I had to find out what a
So did
duck-
ours whenever we started making fart noises.
Well, I had to find out what a duck xenomorph looked like because I was just looking at these two things. So I looked it up on the AI
did
thing.
it show you one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Was it cool?
Eh,
Are you gonna show us?
it looks like a black duck.
Oh.
Black duck? Huh. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
pretty neat, huh?
Yeah.
Can you do
I
a
like
different
that.
one?
I wish ducks like that did look like that.
That'd be kind of creepy.
No.
You guys think
Yeah,
about
if I
getting chased
saw
by
a
one
duck
like that?
out like
Whoa.
that. Yeah,
Nightmare fuel.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Ducks are very bad
Now you
enough.
got me intrigued. Like, what else would look cool as a xenomorph?
Good lord, now everybody's ADHD's
Oh,
kicking
wait,
in.
wait,
Great.
wait. Hold on. Think of a really cool animal. A
Platypus.
ferret.
Oh, a fucking lion.
A ferret.
I want to see a platypus.
I want to see a ferret as a face hugger.
Well, platypus shouldn't exist anyway. So a
That's why I
xenomorph
wanna see
platypus? No, come on.
You want to
That's
see
why I
a
wanna
A
see
lion?
platypomorph.
What about a narwhal? Walnor?
Narwhal?
Yeah. See, I
You
don't
say
know.
Walnor? Walnor?
Rap.
All right, finish it up. Come on.
There's like 2 sentences left. We got this. With whom he starred in biopic of Mexican painter Frida Kahlo. Sure. He married producer Shauna Robertson in 2012, and the pair welcomed their first child, son Atlas, in 2013. The end.
All right. That took forever. Favorite Edward Norton film?
American History X all day.
Oh, yeah. Definitely American History X.
I don't know if I've seen anything besides Fight Club with him in it.
You've seen Sausage Party, haven't you?
No, yeah, it's not my favorite.
I don't know, man. American History X is really fucking good.
It's the obvious one, but like it's
Really.
because it's
yeah.
obvious. I mean, like it's an
Yeah.
amazing movie.
But then again, Death to Smoochie is really good too.
I was on the fence about that too, but I have to give it to American History X because
The acting in that is
Yeah.
just on par.
I think I'm with you guys on. I think I have to go American History X.
like I love the fact that you can see like so many different things with him. You know, Death to Smoochie is great when you compare it to American History X, right? Because it shows his amazing, you know, variety that he can
Right.
do. But when it comes to like story, plot, and like his acting, and I can't be beat. Cannot be beat.
Yeah. Plus, it's got what's her name? The
Fairuza Balk.
Fairuza Balk. Yeah, yeah, and she's hot all the time.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. So, Fight Club, I guess, for you, and American History X for us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to the movie.
Let's talk about the movie.
All right. So this week we watched Fight Club, which we can't talk about. So
Bye.
Podcast over.
see you
Bye.
guys. See you next week. No, but for
All right,
real, we're gonna talk about Fight Club. We're gonna break the golden
To
rule.
be fair, wouldn't that be reverse psychology? Because how else are they going to grow their numbers?
I never understood. How many people? How did you get all these people to join if you couldn't talk?
It's
about
reverse
it?
psychology. That's why it's the first 2 rules.
Maybe they just said, "Hey, I got somewhere to go. If you want to come hang out." See
It's
what
just
they're
like
going
Bob
on."
when
You
he was
got-
Bam.
I got somewhere to go if you want to, come hang out. You
It
know,
looks like Bob. He's like, I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how you talk about it.
Not supposed to talk about it. Oh, that makes me more interested. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of digging that the lion xenomorph.
Let me see. Yeah, see, that's pretty sweet.
And then there was the next one.
Do a hyena. I want to see what a hyena will
Yeah.
look like that.
See,
Dude, I would want to hear a xenomorph
First one wasn't
laugh
so
like
great,
a
though.
hyena.
But I like that second one. That second one was badass.
That,
Alright.
that other mouth coming out and laughing at the same time.
What would you do if a xenomorph laughed at you like a hyena?
Fuck that.
That
Just
probably
get that,
scared the shit out of me, to be honest with you.
that bear. That
That's
one
the most
bear, that
terrifying
fucking
thing I've ever
cockroach
seen.
is
Annihilation.
screaming.
Mm.
Oh, fuck.
That bear
yeah,
lives in my
no.
nightmares.
Still.
Like, I don't.
Oh my
That
God.
bear is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
Copying your
Dude,
scream.
anytime I think of like a skinwalker or anything, like that's what I think about is that bear. Like
Yeah.
they probably look like that. They probably
Yeah.
don't look like humans. They probably look like that.
No, they do look like. But anyway.
It's okay.
All right,
Just like when you hear a baby laughing in the woods and
Karen.
Yeah.
go ahead and give us
You
that
didn't hear
plot
that.
synopsis.
Yeah.
Fight Club from 1999, a ticking time bomb insomniac and a slippery,
What?
slippery, a slippery soap salesman. Try saying that 3 times fast. That's why I was like,
Slippery salesman.
slippery soap salesman channel prime male aggression into a shocking new form of therapy. Their concept catches on with underground fight clubs forming in every town until an eccentric gets in the way and ignites an out-of-control spiral toward oblivion. I mean, if you guys don't know who's in this movie and what, 2 hours, 19 minutes, and fucking cool people. It's
a pretty good cast.
Really
Really good cast. All right, so Madison, would you watch? Would you recommend?
Yeah.
Yes and yes. I'm gonna say yes and yes. This is a fucking cult classic.
Yeah. And yeah. I will say it's not as, like, enlightening this time around being
Yeah, I
being
agree with
older. You know, like, you watch it the
Yeah.
first time, you're like, wow, this is profound. And then
Yeah,
watching it now, you're kind of like, yeah, that's, like, fucking life,
It's a cool
man.
movie.
Get over it.
I like where they beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Watching like the security tapes of that happening, you just automatically would be like, "That's a fucking poltergeist."
Yeah. Yeah.
The way he was getting dragged, it looked like somebody was like dragging him, not
Mhm.
yeah, not
You know what I
dragging, pushing himself.
yeah. But yeah,
He
yes
got
and
good
yes.
at it.
The power of the mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a
Uh,
question for you guys real quick before we continue. Who is your favorite diva, actor, or actress?
What?
I generally,
your
as a
favorite
general
diva?
rule, don't like divas, so I'm going to say Diva Plava Laguna.
Okay. What about, like, any movie, any character from a movie? Who's your favorite diva then?
Diva Plava Laguna.
Dad?
Fifth Element. She was actually a diva.
What do you mean diva?
Who's the
I
singer?
don't understand
I'm
what you're
lost.
saying.
Diva.
Pain in the ass assholes. That's
Yeah.
what I think of when I think diva.
My
I don't have a
favorite?
favorite because
Yeah.
I don't like those people.
I don't know, man. They're all divas to me.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like diva is like that extra level of.
I'm with Karen. I don't like them.
They're
Not
extra,
at all. So,
but, like, they can be funny, too.
like Ryan Reynolds is even starting to get on that level of being a diva that I don't like him.
I've
be
liked his
honest with you.
movies and never said I liked them outside of them.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't personally like divas. I think they're all pretentious pricks.
Okay.
So
Eric? Same?
What the fuck you talking about divas?
people who on a movie set act more superior than the other actors.
Well, it's not just
Sure.
They
movie
can
sets.
also-
You know, like they're those people that are like, look at me, and if you look away for a second, they're like, what are you doing? Like, look at me.
Yeah.
Like they're
Hey,
they're those
like
extra
Ariana
people.
Grande.
Okay, listen, but it can also be a character from a movie.
Okay, that's fair. I'm still gonna stick with an actual diva
Okay.
because I can't stand that behavior, fake or otherwise. I mean, I know that sometimes it can add to a movie; it's part of the plot or whatever.
Okay,
Just-
I'm gonna go
Show.
full circle here and say Robin Williams' character from Death to Smoochie.
Oh snap! He was kind of a diva.
He's
wasn't
very
he?
much a diva. I mean, he's
Rainbow fucking Randolph.
I'm Rainbow fucking
Rainbow
Randolph.
Fucking Randolph. You know what? I'm going with Rainbow fucking Randolph.
Okay.
Fucking
Alright.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Rocket
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
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 Yeah?
That one.
You gotta watch Death to Smoochie, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you guys want to know who my favorite diva is?
yeah.
Gina Linetti. She's from the
Oh.
show.
From Brooklyn.
She is a
Nine-Nine.
diva.
She is such, dude. She's the biggest diva I've ever seen in anything, and it is
Yeah.
hilarious.
It
to
is.
me.
It does add. Like I said, I know that it adds to the plot, and it can be
Yeah.
very funny, and it can be, but like I don't like that behavior in real life, so I don't like to
You know what?
encourage it. I guess.
I think I gotta take that back.
Okay.
Adam Sandberg in what the fuck's that movie where he plays that stunt man?
Hot Rod.
Andy
Hot Rod.
Samberg.
Yeah,
Andy
Andy
Samberg.
Samberg. Andy Samberg.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, he's
Hot
such a
Rod.
diva
He
What?
is.
too.
He is.
What do
a
you
diva.
mean?
What do you mean?
Oh my god. Oh,
He goes in
man,
that
I
fucking
love
woods
Andy
and starts
Samberg.
dancing like,
He
yeah,
falls down.
yeah. I'm going with him.
We need to watch
Uh,
that.
if we're
movie
going by
too.
characters-
love
I have not
that
seen
movie.
Hot Rod now.
I'm going with that.
It's
A
been
couple years ago, that's all
years,
Jackson
yeah.
would watch was
Yeah.
Hot Rod. He loved that fucking movie.
It's such a good movie,
It
though.
is funny.
It's so funny.
Very funny.
Andy Samberg, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about the flat humor, but it always gets me. I love it.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
100%.
he's awesome in that movie. He's fucking hilarious.
Like, the more under the radar the humor is,
Yeah.
the funnier I find it. Like, you go back to watch a movie again, and then you catch, like, these little humorous things that are happening, like, in the background, or, like, somebody says something and nobody catches it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and it had Bill Hader in
see
it.
you.
Bill Hader as his buddy.
yeah.
He was always like half baked
Oh,
and shit. Like I love Bill Hader.
Dude, I do too. Dude, it's hilarious. I love it when he broke on SNL. Every time he would break, it was just so, because he would try so fucking hard. He'd be like, and then you could tell it was like his line, and he'd be like,
Like that skit he did with what's her face, where they were
Kristen Wiig.
yeah, Kristen Wiig,
Yeah.
and he like dumped that drink on her. He kept spitting drink in her face.
Yeah, yeah.
And even she was laughing. They couldn't
Oh,
hold
yeah.
it in.
I've seen her break him. I've seen him break her, and then I've seen like Kate McKinnon. She always like it, that alien thing with her and Ryan Gosling. Oh, I can't every time.
Yeah, that shit's
When
hilarious.
she gets him up and she's like on his ass, she starts like sniffing his ass. You look at his face, he can't take it, man. He's like dying. Have you ever seen that?
Man,
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh my god,
sounds
look
so
look it up,
funny.
look it up. It's
Kate McKinnon was.
yeah,
Like,
it's Kate McKinnon.
she's definitely one of the funny. Not right now.
I'm looking it
Here,
up. So it's
I'll-
on my
I'll
phone
send it
whenever
to
it's
you.
done.
I'll
Thank
send
you.
it
It's
to you.
definitely one of the. She's definitely one of the funniest women of SNL.
There's two of them. It's like a part 1 and part 2.
Okay. All right. Do I start this now?
Yeah,
go
go ahead.
nuts.
Okay. Man, this really isn't that long.
No, it's not.
Fight Club. The unnamed narrator is an automobile recall specialist who is unfulfilled by his job and possessions. See, I knew he was unnamed.
Yeah, he didn't have a name.
Yeah, but by the end of the movie, whenever everything revealed itself, I looked at Dad. I was like, "Wait, is that why they never gave us his name?" And he was like, "He gave us his name," and I was like, "I don't think they did." And he was like, "I just don't remember it." What is it?
Maybe his name was actually Tyler Durden.
Maybe.
Well, I was under the impression throughout the whole movie that maybe his name was Jack because he kept saying something under his breath, and I couldn't understand what he was saying besides the first part of Jack. I'm like,
That's
what?
not confirmed. Everybody always thought his name was Jack because he would say "I am Jax" and then something.
Yeah.
But it's never confirmed. I think even in the script or whatever, it refers to him like as Jack and stuff. But the authors always said narrator. Like he's never given him a name. He says that stuff in the novel too, but there's a reason for it. Like there was like a Reader's Digest or something he wrote where it said "I am Jax" something. So then it became sort of like a monologue in his head.
You think they say that they did that so people didn't really think too hard about what his name was?
Probably.
Or why they never gave the name? Kind of like a psychological thing?
It's possible. It's just another way to keep him separate from Tyler.
Tyler, right.
Mhm.
Alright. He finds catharsis by posing as a sufferer of testicular cancer and other afflictions in support groups, curing his insomnia. His bliss is disturbed by another imposter, Marla Singer. The two agree to split which groups they attend. On a flight home from a business trip, the narrator meets soap salesman Tyler Durden. The narrator returns home to find that his apartment has been destroyed by an explosion. Deciding against asking Marla for help, he calls Tyler and they meet at a bar. Tyler says the narrator is beholden to consumerism.
Yeah,
And-
that skit fucking had me dying.
In the parking lot, he asks the neighbor to hit him, and they begin a fist fight. The narrator moves into Tyler's home, a large, dilapidated house in an industrial area. They have further fights outside the bar, which attract growing crowds of men. The fights move to the bar's basement, where the men form Fight Club, which routinely meets for the men to fight recreationally.
Recreationally.
Okay.
Recreationally would be to recreate.
Yeah.
Recreationally means
They are
extracurricular.
They are recreating the group every time they meet.
No, that's not it.
Okay, whatever. Marla overdoses on pills and telephones the narrator for help. He ignores her, but Tyler goes to her apartment to save her. To the narrator's irritation, Tyler and Marla begin having loud sex at the house. Tyler warns the narrator never to talk to Marla about him. The narrator blackmails his boss for his company's assets to support Fight Club and quits his job. Fight clubs from across the country. That's the end of that sentence, okay. Tyler recruits their members to a new anti-materialist and anti-corporation organization, Project Mayhem, without the narrator's involvement. The group engages in subversive acts of vandalism and violence, increasingly troubling the narrator. After the narrator complains that Tyler has excluded him, Tyler leaves the house. The narrator realizes that Tyler caused the explosion at his apartment. When a member of Project Mayhem, Robert Paulson, is killed by the police during a botched sabotage operation, the narrator tries to halt the
Bitch
project.
tits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
He follows a paper trail to cities Tyler has visited. In a town, a Project Mayhem member addresses the narrator as Mr. Durden. Confused, the narrator calls Marla and discovers that she also believes he is Tyler. Tyler appears in his hotel room and reveals that they are dissociated personalities in the same body. The narrator assumes the personality of Tyler when he believes he is sleeping. The narrator blacks out. When he returns to the house, he uncovers Tyler's plans to erase debt by destroying buildings that contain credit card records. He apologizes to Marla and warns her that she is in danger, but she is tired of his contradictory behavior.
Took her that fucking long?
He tries to alert the police, but the officers are members of the project. He attempts to disarm the explosives in one building, but Tyler subdues him and holds him at gunpoint on the top floor. The narrator realizes that as he and Tyler are the same person, he is holding the gun. He fires it into his mouth, shooting through his cheek, and Tyler collapses. Project Mayhem members bring a kidnapped Marla to the building, holding hands. The narrator and Marla watch as the explosives detonate, collapsing buildings around them. The end.
Jesus.
So the fact that, it was really short. It was the longest one I could find,
Edward
too.
Norton
Yeah,
is really
but- I mean, it's not.
It's really not a plot-heavy
No, it's not.
movie.
No,
I
you're
guess.
more geared at like the things happening.
Yeah.
You know, like you're.
There really isn't like a sustainable plot throughout the movie aside from Fight Club.
Well, it's a sustainable plot.
What I'm saying is like it's not. The plot
it's
doesn't
not
really.
complicated.
It,
It's not
well,
a
it doesn't
complicated-
reveal itself really
Yeah.
until about the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and it's not a complicated plot. So like you're looking at two men who start fight clubs, and then the other one is starting to like fuck over one. So you're just kind of starting to think it's one of those thriller types or whatever. You know,
So I think my favorite part of this movie is that mid-section of this movie.
where he starts to
With the
come
fight
apart.
clubs and all that and creating the fight clubs. My least favorite part is getting towards the end where it's becoming more of a terrorist organization and things like that. Like I was like, it's kind of that part turns me off a little bit from the movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still a great aspect of the movie, but it's just my least favorite part of it. Like the beginning with him going to all these different help groups and all that stuff. I like that. I like his narration. I like the narration through the Fight Club stuff, but it kind of stops once it gets to that. Pretty much whenever Tyler leaves,
Yeah, when
it
he
stops.
Yeah,
and I didn't really care much for that. But aside from that, though, I mean, the movie it doesn't have a lot of glaring flaws. None that you could say that's a flaw. It's more of, well, that's there purposefully to, kind of set. But then watching it this time, because I've only seen this movie like
I think this might be my maybe
third,
third. Maybe I might have
my
only seen
third
it
time
twice.
seeing
This
it.
is the second
and,
time for me.
Yeah, and I guess I never realized like all of like the call signs that he is in fact a
Glaringly
schizo.
obvious.
They're obvious, especially
Yeah.
with what's her face.
So what I started noticing is that this movie could have literally been the backstory of the Joker.
There's so many backstories to the Joker. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't
This
one that
could
was
have been
esque.
one. This
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like this could have been one.
The way
He's
it
got
ended,
multiple
yeah.
personalities. He's got a anti,
Disestablishment attitude.
Yeah.
He blows things
wants
up.
to blow up.
I mean, this could be the origin story for any fucking good villain from
This could be,
Batman's Rogues
and then
Gallery. So, I
like
mean,
the Joker
But
and
it would
Harley
be an
Quinn.
interesting one where you've got one that's like on the side of good, trying to stop the other one. You know what I mean? And they're
then
completely,
all right, so Two-Face.
but they're completely independent of each other.
Yeah, Two-Face.
Two-Face isn't independent. He knows what the other one is doing
Yeah.
at all times.
Okay, yeah.
That would be an interesting foe.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Especially
what
if
I'm
you
saying
knew.
is like
In like an
The
alternate
Joker and Harley
universe,
Quinn.
Two-Face is like that.
Maybe, there we go.
Gotcha.
and how he got to have followers.
Right.
Bam.
I did love Brad Pitt's character in this movie. I thought that, honestly,
laugh.
a lot of things that he would say, yeah, his laugh was great. But a lot of things that he would say, I'm like, man, I kind of agree with that. Like, a lot of the material things that people drag along with them in life, like that
The
is
one
their
that
life.
still gets to me is because, and it's just a really quick way of saying what I think we all got spoon-fed was, you can be anything you want to be, which is wholeheartedly not true. I'll never tell my kids that.
Right.
But he sat there and he said, we were all promised to be rock stars, and then when we slowly realized that wasn't going to happen, we got very pissed. That still resonates with me because I feel like for our childhood, it started with our childhood. I can remember distinctly when I started getting those blue ribbons, whether I won or not.
Yeah.
It's this special attitude that we have towards our children to say, like, you can be anything you want to be. You can do this and you can do that. Not every kid is going to be smart enough to be a doctor. Not every kid can be an astronaut.
Not every kid can be a pro athlete.
No,
Or
and
a
I think
rock
that we're
star.
slowly starting to realize how detrimental and terrible that is for a child to hear. If you sit there and you tell your child that they're perfect over and over again, they're going to start to wonder, why the fuck do I got to listen to you? Why the fuck am I going to school?
Yeah, because you're
If I'm
wrong
so
about this.
perfect and I know
Yeah.
everything already. Why am I learning from you?
I think one of the biggest things that the most important thing that he said that resonated with me was all the things that you buy and
Own
own
you.
end up owning you, and it's true.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you buy a home and you're tied to that house. That house now owns you because now you have to sink yourself into
Fixing
work
it,
and
keeping up
fixing
with
it,
it.
keeping up with it, and then it becomes a situation where it owns you.
Right,
Mhm.
especially looking at all the stuff that happened in California and everything.
Yeah.
That's all that those people are thinking too.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't disagree with the
No,
fact that,
no.
like, let some of that shit go and live your life. You know what I mean?
Listen, I mean, like, I would love to have that lifestyle completely free and all that stuff to just be like, I'm going to go live in a dilapidated house and I don't care.
No, I don't want to do all that.
I'm just saying, like a free house, right?
Right.
You don't give a shit if that thing's falling apart,
Yeah.
right? It's like your first car.
hmm
Oil change, what's that? Right? I mean, like, we don't give a shit.
But then what's life worth?
Exactly.
if you don't work towards
It's
something?
all about, I think, moderation, and I think that's where Tyler is completely off the charts because
Yeah.
there's a difference between living in squalor and being free,
hmm
right? So I think that you can have a certain amount of freedom while also being a normal, functioning, working class citizen and be
But if you want any of that, you
happy.
can't have kids.
not in this day and age.
Mm.
But like, yeah, I mean, I agree with you that was another thing that always resonated. That has always resonated with me.
Well, it's funny because me and Crystal, we watched that new documentary on Netflix. What was it called? American Murder. Gabby Petito.
Yeah,
About the girl and her boyfriend who were traveling around the country in their van, and she wound up dead. Of course,
Yeah.
he killed her.
Mm-hmm.
And
Never saw that one coming.
you're right. And it was.
You were the only one with her for 6 months. I wonder who we should.
You were the
be
last
looking
one to
for.
see her alive. Couldn't have been you. But anyway, so I was thinking, like, man, you know how cool it would be to just sell everything off, buy a good size, like not even maybe a van, but like a like mobile home or something like that, and just travel the country. She
I keep
said.
telling you guys, we need to just create a commune.
She said, "Well,
grow
why
our
don't we
own
just
food.
do that?" I said, "Because we have kids." and it's unrealistic in this economy.
You need money to do that
Yeah.
too.
I said, well, we could sell the house,
money
and
to
things.
live on.
Yeah, I was like, but then what do we do? You got to survive somehow, and you got to have a plan for these things. That's something that you do when you're retired. You know what I mean?
If you know how to get like an online job and stuff like that.
Something like that.
That's one
maybe.
thing where you can start doing stuff like
And
that.
well, if you live a very minimalistic life, like you could in a vehicle, essentially live a minimalistic life because you don't have an electric bill. You don't have you moderate your eating habits. You don't have a bunch of other bills, and you essentially the money that you make you use in gas to travel. You go but you don't you're not constantly driving all the time. You travel. And
but
you
have
stay
to
at
have
a
money
place
to
for a
stay
week.
at places too.
Not if you got a mobile home.
Yeah, you still have to pay
That's what national
campgrounds and
parks are
stuff.
for and things like that.
You still have
just
to pay
park it.
them.
You
You
don't.
can't just park in Yellowstone.
No, but you can just park at a rest stop and things like
Yeah,
that.
you can do that. Yeah,
So,
I'm just saying though, if you park someplace and for an overnight or whatever.
Well, I'm saying you do your research ahead of time. I'm sure
Yeah.
you could find places that are fairly cheap or even free.
Yeah, 100%.
stay.
Yeah, but I don't disagree that that kind of lifestyle is very alluring. But I would say to me, a more alluring lifestyle, at least while I have children, is to live someplace with a group of people that are all like-minded. And everybody contributes to the gardening and the, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying completely off the grid, but maybe a lot off the grid.
Yeah,
that really is alluring to me.
I agree with that. But then you're on cult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're on the
getting
verge
on
of
the,
cult.
All right, who
yeah,
are we
cultness.
listening to?
The Village is one of the most beautiful movies to me because for
I
that
agree,
reason alone, I'm like,
yes.
dude, you know how amazing that would be.
That's exactly what I think when they say, we did the that's I think, God, for your kids' sake, it would be amazing.
Yeah, and that's exactly why they did it to begin with.
I can't remember where I seen it at, but there's a place. I want to say it's somewhere in the boonies, but it's literally like a little village, and these people all live in it. It's only got maybe 5 people total, and they all have their own land. They all grow certain things, but they live far away from each other. They're not right on top of each other.
Large amount of acreage.
Yeah. So they all grow for their own things. They all store it in their own this storage
No, I'm
area.
thinking it more like a community. It would be nice to have a little community, and then when people outside of that community try to talk to us, we throw spears at them, just like in Africa. and
Damn
stuff.
right.
Yeah. We talk a weird language
Yeah. What are they saying? Oh my
What?
God, it's an undiscovered tribe.
You
Wait,
said
that guy's wearing
they
a
were
corn
what?
that
Karen, you said
guy's
they were
listening to
what?
Limp Bizkit. No fucking way.
No, I
Anyway.
just think that would be cool.
Yeah. Anyway, is that all we had you wanted to say about it?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on here and let's get
We
into
told you we can't talk about Fight Club.
Can't talk about
So
Fight
we
Club, but we
talk
can
about
review it.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about it a little bit last week about what did he say?
What
When
did
you're
he
dying,
say?
people really listen to you. Really listen instead of waiting for their turn to talk.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Maybe I should just go through life telling people that I'm dying.
When you
No,
need to
listen,
talk to
what do you
somebody else,
say?
like, hey man, I got cancer and I'm dying. But anyway, let me talk to you about that.
Hey, Charlie tried that one of the first episodes of It's Always Sunny.
That's true.
And guess what? They all listened to him.
And they are absolutely the kind of people that I want to follow and in their footsteps and be just like.
Me too.
I seen
She
a
was
thing.
joking.
I seen a thing where these people were all on a plane and they told them that the plane was going down. So everybody was calling their loved ones, telling them how much they love them and all that stuff. And then you got this one guy that calls.
Oh, is that the one with Shane Gillis?
I think
I
so.
saw that.
He
That
calls.
shit's
He calls a dealership or something.
Yeah.
And he just starts cussing them out, telling them how bad their fucking service is, and everybody's just looking at him what the fuck? And he's like,
Yeah.
don't you want to go out with a bang, saying telling the person you hate the most how you really truly feel, and just
Instead of
not
telling
really
everybody
caring.
you love how much you love them, tell everybody you hate how much you fucking hate them.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
everybody does it, and then they come back to the plane's going to survive, and they're like, fuck no.
Yeah, one guy, someone called their mom, was telling them how much they hated them and blah blah blah, and then
Yeah.
after that they're like, oh shit, I gotta call my mom back.
Jesus.
And then
Good prank, Ma.
fucking crash the plane. And they're like, oh yeah, we were kidding. The plane's still going down. Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and review this movie.
Let's go this bitch.
So much anger.
Just staring at me.
Anger from me? What?
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and rate and review. Rate and review
Something we can't talk about.
a movie that we can't talk about called Fight Club.
So we'll
shut-
just skip it.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Madison, what did you think of Fight Club?
I like this movie. It was really long, but I didn't fall asleep, which is the third time in a row that I have not had the urge to fall asleep. So that's a good thing. What?
Nothing.
It was a really good movie. The fight scenes were really good. I really liked it whenever that guy got his teeth beat in.
That was Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Looked great.
That's
by
what he
the
said
end.
last night, but I didn't remember his name, so I said that guy.
He had such a small role for who he was. I guess this is before he was really big, though.
Is he big now?
Yeah. It's Jared Leto.
You said he was the best Joker.
He's the
I
best
did.
Joker.
But that's because I really, really, really like the movie. I love that movie.
That's cool.
Yeah. I know you're holding your tongue right now, and I appreciate it.
The amount of restraint.
Anywho, but I don't really like Batman movies either. I hate Batman
I'm just gonna
movies.
hurt you really, really bad.
Yeah.
Do you like music?
The worst thing was the fucking laugh.
30 seconds to Mars.
Uh,
30 seconds
Like let's
to
laugh
Mars.
like the count on
That's a
fucking
band.
Sesame Street.
He was-
One bad Joker.
He was the-
two
he was the
bad
lead-
Joker.
Jared Leto was the lead singer of that.
Was it?
30 Seconds to Mars.
I still don't know what that is.
Yeah. It's a band.
He told me happy birthday on my 21st birthday. Jared Leto did.
I don't believe you.
Gave me a hug.
Join my call.
Oh.
No, it was at X Fest.
Oh.
We were at X Fest for my 21st birthday, and 30 Seconds to Mars was playing. And I had him sign my shirt or whatever. You know, you go through along the tables or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I went over to had him sign my shirt, and I think it was either Jess or Jen was with me. And they were like, you know, it's her birthday. She's 21. He comes around the table and gives me a big old hug, and I was just like, wow, that was nice. Like, that was really nice.
I think
You
he's
have to do that.
genuinely a nice person, but he's also kind of an asshole at the same time.
No, it's like that's the only interaction I've ever had with him, so I can say like
From what I
you know.
gather of him is that he tries to be a nice person and come off as a nice person, but I think he's genuinely an arrogant prick. I think that's what he is. He's an arrogant, self-centered prick
who's trying to do better.
who's trying to be a good person, who has to try to be a good person.
He realizes it and is trying to like correct the shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But he's just not in my opinion, not a good person.
I can't. I don't know. I can see certainly where you're getting that
Yeah.
impression.
Like
but
he has an island where he brings all of their 30 Seconds to Mars fans, and they all dress up in white gowns and shit. It looks like a fucking cult.
I was gonna say you were talking about cults earlier.
Yeah, it looks like a cult.
That's another thing I'm gonna add to our community is white robes every Thursday.
I'm down.
Every Thursday.
I'm just not drinking the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna make any damn Kool-Aid.
Unless it's grape.
This is starting to sound like something bad.
I like grape Kool-Aid. Even poisoned, I will drink that shit.
Just the white robes.
Flavor Aid.
Flavor Aid.
The white robes just is a bad idea.
Not like...
I'm just saying, if the white robes is it's a bad idea. All right.
All right,
I'm
white
just throwing that
gowns.
out.
Sorry, they're white
Gowns
gowns.
is even
Okay.
Gowns. Yeah.
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
That sounds better.
You
No,
said
it
robes.
doesn't.
I don't know
It
what they were
sounds
wearing.
Well, they were
worse.
technically gowns, I guess. They were more like gowns.
All right, Clayton Bigsby.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a 7.5 because I thought it was a good movie. The twist at the end, I kind of thought at the beginning, I was like, is this guy even real? But then I like quickly brushed the thought away and I was like, no, that's stupid crazy because other people are talking to him, right? But I didn't really pay
You didn't start to
Did
think that
other-
you're actually watching it from his perspective too.
Right.
So.
For me, this movie's good. I really like this movie. I own it. I've actually owned it for a long time.
Shit. I forgot.
And I only own movies that I want to own. I don't own movies that I don't care to own. You know what I
Except
mean?
for City Slickers.
Except for City Slickers. which I thought was going to be better when I bought it. I'm like, I think I remember.
So
this
technically,
movie.
you wanted to own it.
I did want to own it,
Technically.
and now I'm like, I'll give it away.
You
Never
love it,
seen
don't
Soul
lie.
Slickers?
I
Here,
own-
you can rent it for me forever.
I owned Napoleon Dynamite for the longest time, and then somebody was like, and I hated that fucking movie,
Yeah.
and I was like, and I couldn't give it away. People wouldn't take it. I'm like, I don't want the movie. Take it. And they wouldn't take it. So I owned it for the longest time for that reason.
I love Napoleon Dynamite.
Now, if I watch
That
it, I
shit
bet
is
I would
funny
love
to
that
me.
fucking movie.
Dude,
There's
that shit
only-
cracks
Because I feel like
me
my
up.
humor has changed.
That
There's
cracks me
there's
the
only
fuck
so
up.
much of it that I'm like, yeah, that's hilarious. But then there's parts just like, man, I'm bored,
Yeah, that
bored
does have
out my
long-
damn
it has,
mind.
like, long walls.
Yeah.
But the parts that are fucking good are
Yeah,
really
that's true.
fucking good.
So-
He shoots that
the
fucking
cow
cow
right in front of the
right
bus.
in the bus.
hear all the
so
kids.
I think that the movie brings up a lot of good points about materialistic things and things like that.
Consumerism as a whole.
Consumerism as a whole, yeah. And just I think how you should generally view the world. I think there's a lot of good points to be made in this movie. Brad Pitt's a fucking amazing in this movie. He's awesome.
He's ripped.
He's always ripped. That's
yeah,
Brad Pitt.
but you could see it in this movie.
Did you watch Hard Eyes yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, never mind.
I want to though.
I was gonna say
I'm
a
actually
quote
really
from-
excited for that one.
Dude, that one was amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
So
I hope you
Edward Norton is amazing in this movie. This is probably one of his best roles. Everybody else is just great in this movie. Meatloaf's in this fucking movie.
Bob has bitch tits.
Yeah, Bob and his bitch tits, Bob and his bitch tits. Bob. Fucking stupid.
It's like trying to say slippery soap salesman.
Yeah, slippery soap salesman. But anyway, the premise, the grittiness, how dirty this fucking movie is. It's all great, man. I love it. And it doesn't hit home by the end, though, is the problem. I think my main problem is the ending and how abrupt it is. It just kind of ends on, I wouldn't even say on a high note. I like the end, but it just kind of ends a little too abruptly for me. Not that it probably should be more, but I don't know why. It feels a little too sudden, I suppose.
So I got a question on the ending, though. Wasn't there a bomb in the bottom of that building, too?
I thought so, but maybe they went into a different building.
I think they went into a different building.
Yeah, but that's pretty far, like...
Either way, somebody was... There's people who's going to die from those explosions.
Or was it the building that he deactivated the bomb?
No, because he
No,
reactivated
He
it.
reactivated
Oh, did he? Okay.
Because,
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, so I think that the movie's great. I just... Like I said, once it gets into the whole terrorism stuff, I don't really care that much about that part. If they would have made it more just about a club and maybe more of an... I don't know. It's just... It doesn't hit for me.
I think it's
terrorism stuff.
to be fair, I mean, like, I kind of get where you're coming from because I do see the transition, what you're talking
Yeah.
about. But, like, to be fair to a club like that, or, like, how that is, you're talking about aggressive, like, male therapy,
Right.
That's essentially what it was.
And I'm good with that. I like that stuff.
Yeah, no problem there. But, like...
Get it out.
But then the kind of people that you're bringing into that fold, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna get some very overly zealous men who are just trying to either A, be a part of something bigger than they are, and they'll do anything for it. B, people like Bob who just want to belong, and they'll do anything for that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
There's the Fight Club, which is the initial, let's get together, get out our aggressions in a healthy way.
I wouldn't say healthy, but...
Well, I mean, they did have rules. Somebody taps, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you see that as part of the progression, right? Like, you see the fighting getting worse, the fighting getting more violent, and the fighting getting more dangerous, right? So you see that progression happening, and because of that, we're headed in a bad direction here, and somebody either needs to rail it in, or, rein it in, or they need to stop it, or, whatever. And so the only progression that this club had from the beginning
Start blowing
was
shit up.
to blow shit up.
So...
What's
True.
the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? What
Yeah,
can we do?
but then where does it go from
Psychologically,
there?
that's just a
Yeah.
powder keg, right?
Yeah.
Like, you start off in a healthy place
And then it, pow.
Yeah,
with
progresses.
no one to continuously be checking, which was supposed to be Tyler. And Tyler is effectively gone or losing it, right? So when you don't have those things to rail it in and say, you know, like, hey, we can't, he tapped out, man, stop, or, you know, whatever. Instead, you've got Tyler doing it, and then everybody else kind of goes, oh, okay, he did it, so I can do it too, you know.
Right. So aside from all that, though, the performances are great. The music's great. Cinematography, everything about this movie is beautiful. I love that house, as shitty as it is. Like, aesthetically and everything.
Like, you'd want to buy it and fix that
That
shit
house
up.
is awesome. But I think, like I said, though, like that whole thing with the terrorism stuff, it kind of just doesn't land for me. So I think that I'm going to give it a 7. I think it's fair on a 7.
So I think building a little bit on what you were talking about the ending and it being abrupt, right? And like about the terrorism and that's sort of like amazing, and then it's kind of like, okay, we're falling off here, and I can't quite explain why.
Yeah,
but
right.
I think for me,
I think because the movie was hitting this tone
yeah,
this whole time
yeah,
with the Fight Club and
yeah,
Tyler and
yeah,
narrator, and then with the terrorism stuff, it kind of just falters off a little bit because you're like, okay, we're losing all that great momentum that we had from that,
but,
and then it falls into this terrorism act thing. And
I can see though how that,
and also like the narrator's not so much on board anymore. And
I can see how that's the natural progression though, and that's the only way it could have gone.
Right.
So I don't know if that's really my problem with it. I think that my problem is that, like, one, how do you have that much power of influence over all of these people and you even fool yourself? I don't think there's any psychological basis for that at all. You've got multiple personality disorder, right? But even that's disputed. They're not even sure if it really exists. So, you know, and any famous case of multiple personality disorder has been disproven. So I cannot imagine there to be, unless there's some kind of, you know, serious head trauma involved, where you can literally be completely disassociated to the point where you gain this huge following, multi-cities, you know, you're talking on a huge scale,
thousands of people joining.
Tens of thousands of people anyway, you know, and
to the point that you own the cops and shit like that.
Yeah, to just sit there and say, like, you know, I had no idea, or, you know, for it to be that completely separate is mind-blowing to me. And I think that that's part of the reason it falls off for me. Like,
hold on, I want to. So back to the thing that you said about the multiple personality thing. So this movie did that before it was a huge trope in movies.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
After you watch it the first time, it doesn't hit the same.
Correct.
Because obviously you know the end. Mm-hmm. And also, like, it being done so many times
after
really just, you know, dulls that feeling. Mm-hmm. You know, so by watching it for the third time now and, like, knowing what's going to happen, plus it's been done so many times and time over and again. I mean, they did it in Secret Window and everything else, you know. Like, oh, well, he's had multiple...
it
was. But, like, multiple personality disorder, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, it doesn't hit the same.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's the terrorist stuff for me. It's that. And it's not because I'm over the trope. I think when done well, it's great. And this one did do it well.
When it was done.
But the problem is that it's outlandish. Mm-hmm. It's insane that you can have somebody that can have that much influence and then go, wait a minute, I did that? You know, I mean, like, it just...
I agree. Insane. Like, you're telling me he was so out of it when Tyler was there that he didn't understand or depict that they were the one person?
Right.
Like, there's no fucking way.
Well, and let's also discuss the fact that he's crazy enough to have this amazing split personality that is not aware, right? The split personality is aware. Yeah. Tyler knows, but he doesn't, right? So he is crazy enough to have that split personality, but yet organized and smart and developed enough to create this entire underground criminal network, you know,
without even knowing.
Without
even knowing.
It's mind-blowing. And I'm not saying that it, you know, you can't suspend reality for a minute, because you totally can. It's just that the front half of the movie doesn't prepare you to suspend reality that far.
Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to is
Yeah,
like
that
by
for
the end of
me-
it, they blow up 4 fucking buildings.
For me, that
You know?
that is where it falls off for me, and I
Yeah.
kind of like get to the point where I'm like, you want me to believe this? Like, if he'd have been like, yeah, I knew I was tired the whole time, and there was some other difference, I would have been like, that's cool. Like, we're on board. But for him to be that crazy, yet that organized and put together, that's insane to me.
Yeah.
I will say one of the things that I was blown away by that I really liked is Tyler's look. Because it didn't matter where you saw him, when you saw him, his clothes never matched. They were always not quite the right size. They were just outlandish and crazy, these outfits he would wear. And it's because, he's anti-consumerist, right? So where does he get his clothes? Wherever he can.
Yeah.
I think that that's a very small detail that says a lot. And you don't see those in movies very often where they can put in these little small details like that can really point you towards the character.
I feel
too.
like in this movie there's a lot of small details.
You do,
that
yeah, there's a
probably
lot.
don't catch up to.
That's one that I'm pointing out because I
Yeah.
feel like it's poignant to his character.
Right.
And it's very rare for you to see that in movies.
Yeah.
I did have 2 things that they said in the movie that I really loved because they were really, really funny to me. 90% of the time, it's an electric razor, but every once in a while, it's
It's a
dildo. Because he's making you believe, it's a fucking bomb, and then he's like, it's a dildo. That
We'll
was
never
hilarious.
say it's your dildo.
No.
Say it's a dildo.
Yeah. And then my number 1 was we were selling these rich women their fat asses back.
Yeah, that one was good.
Hilarious.
That was good. That was good shit.
So I do like that sort of anti-consumerism message. I think in our society, it's important to remember that consumerism is a problem,
It's
especially
a very
when,
large problem.
well, especially when you're that guy, right? That's like, oh, that's so cool, I gotta have it, and you can't tell yourself no, and it's just awful
I'm
if
that
you can
guy.
let it get
I like
to you.
cool shit.
No, there's nothing wrong with liking cool shit. Just don't let it own you, right? That's
Right.
that's the
Yeah,
message,
true.
and I do like the message of the movie.
There have been several times where I'm like, yeah, I don't need it.
Yeah. I do like the message of the movie, but I'm with you. The ending sort of falls off for me, so I'm with Madison. I'm gonna give it 7.5.
I really enjoyed the guy pick when they got their homework assignments. Their first one, and how the guy,
the water.
yeah,
No.
the guy picked a
I
fight, with the
can't, dude.
priest.
That shit
Every
was
time-
funny.
Nah,
Every
he fucking
time-
died.
Every time you saw that, it was hilarious.
Yeah, 'cause he was
did
just-
it- he did it like 4 different people. And then the
Finally,
only
it
one
was the
against fight
priest
was
who
the
finally
priest.
broke.
Yeah, the fucking
The
priest.
priest broke
Yeah.
on him. Like,
No.
that dude was
That-
awesome.
that's
That-
like bragging right when you go back to the Fight Club. Like, you know what I got?
you know
to
who
fight?
started a fight with me? A
You know-
fucking
You know
priest.
who beat the hell out of me? Father Manahan.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Right.
funny shit.
That was a really good part.
Yeah. That dude's awesome though. He was in Mindhunter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He was one of the FBI agents.
Yeah.
I miss Mindhunter.
I mean, for
Yeah, they really
overall,
need to do a season 3.
yeah,
Just
overall,
End it.
Just give it back to us, man. It was such a good show.
Fuck yeah, it was.
the overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Can't really say too much bad about it. There was I mean, it was gritty where it needed to be.
Oh, I love the look
I
of it.
mean,
Oh yeah.
I can't really say too much bad about it. So I'm at about 7.5. But I still can't get over the fact that this could have been like a backstory of like Heath Ledger's.
Yeah,
Like
I can see that.
if Tyler would have taken over,
Mhm.
that could have been
Yeah, I can
Heath
definitely see where that
Ledger's-
would be a. Mhm.
Right.
self-mutilation.
Mm-hmm.
I also didn't quite understand like why he shot himself in the head, and that worked. Like I know on a psychological level,
Because I think it blew out a part of his that part of his brain that.
that's outlandish.
But yeah,
That, again,
I don't
that's
think-
something
it
else.
goes
to
along
me.
with-
I think it's more psychological.
Yeah,
like, he's
could
like,
be,
okay, I
yeah.
shot myself, and
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, did he shoot himself like through the cheek?
It was like
kind
through
of-
the back here.
Yeah, it was like
It was
through
like
here.
back here. No, it was like back here.
No, I don't care. In any case, that's ridiculous. Like again, I just feel like the end or the beginning does not set you up for that mindset that you should
I didn't
have at
understand
the
that
end.
either. Like you're telling me he happened to blow out the part of his brain where that Tyler was
or
in,
it's psychological.
Or was it psychological?
I'm
or-
going more with psychologically.
I would think so.
Yeah, but he really shot himself though, because everybody kept saying like, and those are real people. Like we know those are real people, and they're saying like, oh my god, what happened to your face? He really shot himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
But like,
But it was psychological though. He had to blow his. He had to shoot himself.
shot
I know,
himself.
I
Kill-
get, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But the idea that he'd be able to shoot himself in the right spot, or
That's not it.
no,
though.
I get it. But like to sit there and say like a man that is that smart is gonna believe enough to get rid of his make believe friend because he shot himself in the right place. Like it doesn't jive,
I don't know. Yeah.
and it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I don't.
Anyway, what's our
7.375.
7.375. Sounds like a
8, 6, 7.
5309.
I thought it was 8677.
All right, let's get through this quickly. What do you guys think on the critic
80.
score? 80?
Oh man, I was going to hit 79, but you hit 80. I'm not one point. Yeah. I'm going to say 75.
74.
Karen's gonna say it is 81%.
Oh, see, if I would have one pointed up.
Yeah, you should have.
There
Critics
was a 50-50, okay?
critics' consensus is solid acting, amazing direction, and elaborate production design make Fight Club a wild ride. All right, what do you guys think on audience score?
85.
75.
Oh, I was gonna say 75. You witch. 88.
88, what'd you say?
85.
75.
Karen's going to take this too. It's a 96%.
Yeah, what up?
It's near perfect for audience. I don't know about all that, but I'm going to...
Good luck trying to find any bad ones.
There's not many. I found a couple, though. Here's a 1-star from Zach H. Ultimately, just a movie about a man in mental decline dealing with his frustrations with senseless violence. Plenty of other postmodern movies out there with more compelling premises and more rewarding conclusions. This movie seemed to fetishize toxic masculinity despite, I guess, seeking to critique it. You're a fucking dumbass. Yeah, toxic masculinity, sure, because men beat the shit out of each other, when really it's the whole Fight Club thing is nothing more than a metaphor for how men seem to tend to bottle up
Anger.
and aggression and things like that, and this is their way of getting it out. This Fight Club is their vent, essentially. Here's a 0.5 star from That's what it is. UHHJJHHU.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought you said Jew.
A chew?
Yeah.
Bless you.
0.5 star. It's very mid and terrible and spreads a bad message.
Bless you.
Spreads a bad message. Here's John H. It's Jan and then H. So Jan, John.
I'm saying Jan.
Sure.
Jan.
0.5 star. It's terrible. I would rather watch She-Hulk.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought that was funny. I don't know why. Here's from Akash A. These people got some weird fucking names. Here's a 1.5 stars. Yeah. What setting are we put in?
The Vampire Queen?
Yeah,
I
sure.
thought she died.
Well, it's Akash and then A.
Some movies you don't know what time it's set in.
When you watch a movie for 2 hours, you enter into protagonists. Sorry, let me start over. When you watch a movie for 2 hours, you enter into the protagonist's perspective. Here we are watching a mentally ill man for 2 hours. I think it's a decent watch. Sorry, when you don't know the ending, but for someone who's figured it out, the fact that they're the same person, it really doesn't offer much. I rewatched it after 10 years, knowing nothing but the ending, but still felt unimpressed with the plot. There's no real plot to it. And again, we're entering a mentally ill man's brain state for 2 hours. Not the coolest place to be. Is this because it pushes me towards that or makes me question who is real in my life? Not exactly. It just isn't entertaining. Does make me want to learn some fighting stuff, though.
Groovy.
Just what he had to say, or she, I don't know what that was.
Okay.
Kind of long and drawn
This
out.
is Lewis M.D.
Lewis.
Like doctor?
guess.
Medical doctor? Dr. Louie, everybody.
Someone do the Peter Griffin
Yeah.
voice.
What?
I can't do the Peter
can't,
Griffin voice.
Half a star.
Lewis?
This is my last one.
Awesome.
Half a star. This is one of the most ridiculous and absurd movies I have ever seen. One could attempt to view it as a postmodern version of the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But the plot is so illogical that even that attempt falls flat. No one could ever imagine Dr. Jekyll talking directly to Mr. Hyde, even in the presence of other people, all in quasi-comical situations and with very thin characterizations. It's just pop entertainment, cheap escapism wrapped as innovative because it's supposed to challenge our construct perceptions and sense of reality. But there may be more intelligent ways of achieving that same goal if that's what they want.
You know what? The great thing about this movie is that it is not a Jekyll and Hyde movie.
Yeah, that's the thing is like watching this movie, I didn't get a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing from this at all because he's right. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is more like the Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
That's who the Incredible Hulk is. That's what that is. Bruce Banner doesn't talk directly to the Incredible Hulk. He can't because when the Incredible Hulk takes over, he takes over. This is completely different. You can't even really call it multiple personality disorder because...
Doesn't exist.
Well, he doesn't have... Yeah, he has two different personalities, but those two personalities talk to each other. It's more a schizophrenia. He's a schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can't
My
call
point
it
still
that.
stands with schizophrenia, though. You cannot be that organized and that...
Right, yeah, exactly. So...
Especially with schizophrenia.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time he comes down here, at least once.
Anyway, that's all I got for
I think he's allergic to
reviews.
spiders.
Let's move on into Karen's trivia.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Welcome to Trivia.
That is Karen.
Author Chuck, however you say his last name, first came up with the idea.
Palahniuk.
Yeah, good for him. First came up with the idea for the novel after being beaten up on a camping trip when he complained to some nearby campers about the noise of their radio. When he returned to work, he was fascinated to find that nobody would mention or acknowledge his injuries, instead saying such commonplace things as, "How was your weekend?" He concluded that the reason people reacted this way was because if they asked him what had happened, a degree of personal interaction would be necessary, and his workmates simply didn't care enough to connect with him on a personal level. It was his fascination with the societal blocking which became the foundation for the novel. He also stated that he found the film to be an improvement on his novel. After the copyright warning, there is another warning on the DVD. This warning is from Tyler Durden, and is only there for a second. If you are reading this, then this warning is for you. Every word you read of this is useless. Fine print is another second off of your life. Don't you have other things to do? Is your life so empty that you honestly can't think of a better way to spend these moments? Or are you so impressed with authority that you give respect and credence to all who claim it? Do you read everything you're supposed to read? Do you think everything you're supposed to think? But what you've been told by what you told you should want. Get out of your apartment, meet a member of the opposite sex, stop the excessive shopping and masturbation, quit your job, start a fight, prove you're alive. If you don't claim your humanity, you'll become a statistic. You have been warned. Tyler.
See, those are some of the things about Tyler Durden's character that I really fucking love.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense, man. The day-to-day bullshit that we do means nothing at the end. Like
it'll amount to
You're
nothing.
dying every second. Of this
Yeah,
life,
you're just like you're denying yourself simple pleasures. of life. Whenever you go to work every day, you come home and you cook dinner. Like, this is me.
Mhm.
I come home and I cook dinner every day. I do this. It's same routine, playing video. This is why I always felt like, me personally, I like video games, but I also know that they're a complete waste of fucking time. Complete waste of time. You get nothing from it. They're a waste of money, a waste of time. There's no reward from it. Other than being able to tell your buddies, I beat this guy,
Feeling
whatever, last
accomplished.
night. You know what I mean? Like,
I did
it
it.
means nothing.
Yeah.
It means nothing. It's like he says, go out, start a fight. Go out and, you know what I mean? Just go out and do something that means more to you.
Prove to
than-
yourself you're alive.
Exactly. And that's one thing about this movie that I 100% love. And I love that about Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden's character is awesome. He means a lot
But
to
if
me.
he were in real life, you'd get so tired of hearing that drivel after a while.
Probably, or would I? Or would I would be just like one of those guys where I'm like, holy shit, this guy's, what he's saying is
But
true.
again, it goes to show you that like that guy doesn't really have his shit together. Like you think he does. But again, there's a lot of word
But that's
salad in there
that's
too.
that, and he would tell you that it doesn't matter that he doesn't have his shit together because he's living his life to the fullest.
Yeah, but then he turns you into a terrorist.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Trying to
Like-
walk away before that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I
That's
don't know about all that. I don't know about blowing up buildings.
Yeah, I
and
don't think
shit.
that's a thing. Like if you're really following the guy and you're buying into all the rhetoric. I'm not saying he doesn't have good rhetoric. There's a lot of things that he says that I agree with. But that guy in real life would get annoying to me real fucking quick.
It
Because
could
it's like,
be.
okay, you know what? I'm happy for you living in your dilapidated house and having to turn off the electric every time it rains. I'm gonna go home though and sleep in a bed that doesn't have bed bugs.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to my job that pays for that bed because that's what I want.
Right.
Your freedom is too free for me.
Yeah, it's a little much. Like, living in a dilapidated house, whatever, but you could live a little bit better. I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I
You
get,
know what
I
mean?
get,
Like,
the,
you
I
don't
get
have
that the
to
9
live
to
like
5
that.
grind sucks and the day to day sucks, but this completely free thing he's got that he's touting or whatever.
The funny
it's
part
like-
is we all have known somebody similar to this guy. Because
oh yeah,
we've
and
all
they-
known somebody who's like, yeah, I'm just living off the land, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up, you fucking
You
piece
smell
of shit.
like a foot.
You smell like ass. You don't
But
contribute
here's
to
my
society.
question: where are they now?
Exactly. Like, you don't contribute in any discernible way. Fuck you. I go and pay my taxes, dude. Like,
There, you've got to have that fine
Yeah,
line, and I
yeah.
think that after at first you'd be incensed with it. You're like, man, he's speaking some truth. But at about week 3 of me having to go to work every day and then listen to this guy drivel about me every night and saying how bad I am for doing, keeping a roof over my head and everything, like, I'm done with you, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. I get what you're saying.
I get
and
what you're saying.
I'll
but
stop buying
I have
so much shit.
responsibilities.
Yeah, like, I'll stop buying so much shit, okay? I mean, like, that's it. In the short scene where Brad Pitt and Edward Norton are drunk and hitting golf balls, they really were drunk, and the golf balls are sailing directly into the side of a catering truck. When the narrator hits Tyler Durden in the car, Edward Norton actually did hit Brad Pitt in the ear. He was originally going to fake hit him, but before the scene, the director pulled Norton aside and told him to actually hit him in the ear. After Norton hit him in the scene, you can see him smiling and laughing while Pitt is hurting and swearing. The original pillow talk scene had Marla saying, "I want to have your abortion." When this was objected to by Fox, Fox's Laura Ziskin, David Fincher said he would change it on the provision that the new line could not be cut. Why would you agree to that? So Ziskin agreed, and Fincher wrote the replacement line, "I haven't been fucked like that since grade school." When Ziskin saw the new line, she was even more outraged and asked for the original line to be put back in. But as per the deal, Fincher refused. After a sex session with Tyler, Marla says
why would you?
she says the line, being British, Helena Bonham Carter didn't realize that this actually means primary school in the U.S., and she was quite shocked.
She didn't realize.
Because, we call it elementary, yeah. When Tyler catches the narrator listening at the door as he is having sex with Marla, he is wearing a rubber glove. This was Brad Pitt's idea and caused a great deal of controversy with President Laura Ziskin. She was horrified when she saw the scene and demanded that it be removed. However, at a subsequent test screening, the appearance of the glove got the biggest laugh in the whole movie,
What
prompting
glove was it?
He was wearing a yellow
when he
rubber
opens the
glove.
door because he's like listening, and Brad Pitt opens the door, and you see Marla like fall off the bed in the back, and he's got a rubber glove on, like a yellow dishwashing rubber glove.
Yeah.
So it's like glaringly obvious that he's wearing it. That's funny.
What was so funny? I mean, I don't understand.
They said watch out because she's probably got a bunch of diseases, and now he's got a glove on.
Well, I'm just thinking that there's something going on with that glove in that bedroom, and it's just drawing attention to that, and it made people laugh, but obviously Mrs. Iskin was not happy with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought the glove was great.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was hilarious.
Why does he need a dishwashing glove?
It just makes you go, what are you guys doing? You know,
that part where
that's a move I ain't heard
that
of.
part where that fucking bar owner beats the shit out of him, he bleeds all over me. He's like, you don't know where I've been.
Yeah, no, dude, that was fucking sick, dude. When a Fight Club member sprays the priest with a hose, the camera briefly shakes. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. I did the first time because when the camera shakes in a movie, it always bugs me. But anyway, the camera briefly shakes. This happened because the cameraman couldn't keep himself from laughing.
At what?
When he sprayed
the water hose?
Yeah.
Oh.
During rehearsals, Brad Pitt and Edward Norton found out that they both hated the new Volkswagen Beetle with a passion. And for the scene where Tyler and the narrator are hitting cars with baseball bats, Pitt and Norton insisted that one of the cars be a Beetle. Bob wears a shirt during his fights, despite one of the 8 rules being you are not allowed to wear shirts or shoes during fights. This is because Tyler Durden finds Bob's man boobs to be too gross. Behind the scenes, this was also because Meatloaf's fat suit had to be hidden. The director took 38 shots of the scene between Tyler Durden and the narrator in Lou's bar after the narrator's apartment blows up. Each take was filmed with 2 cameras, and for every individual take, Fincher would give the actors a rough idea of what to do, and they would improvise most of the dialogue. The scene as it exists in the finished film is made up of segments with numerous different takes, and much of the dialogue, especially Tyler's dialogue, was completely ad-libbed. The director was finished editing the film. The studio executives were baffled by the piece and unsure how to market it. Fincher had wanted a highly unique marketing campaign which would mirror the film's theme of anti-commercialism, but already worried about the possible backlash against the film, Fox executives refused to go ahead with Fincher's idea. Instead, a campaign was launched, which was largely built upon the presence of Brad Pitt in the film, as well as concentrating on the fighting, which actually plays a very minor role in the film. The campaign was highly criticized as giving the impression that the film was basically just about men beating each other up, completely ignoring the comic and satiric elements of the narrative, and for marketing the film to the wrong audience. Fincher was particularly incensed when he saw ads for the film during WWE and UFC programming. Starbucks pulled their name from the coffee shop destruction scene. They didn't mind the director placing their product throughout the film, but did not want their name to be destroyed in that scene. What a dick. The dots indicating real changes on a film print have never actually been known in the business of cigarette burns. This was made up by Chuck for the book, and it was carried over into the script, and after the movie was released, people began to believe it was true. I never knew that wasn't true. The term paper street refers to a road or a street that has been planned by city engineers but has yet to be constructed. A paper street is sometimes published in common street directories by accident but does not yet exist. The deep cuts in this movie are kind of insane.
Yeah.
According to Brad Pitt, during the scene where Edward Norton is in a hotel watching a welcome video, Brad Pitt plays one of the staff members on the screen. Hence why he sees him as Tyler, because it kind of lodged in his brain. In the novel Fight Club, Chuck claims that the term snowflake was coined by him to describe a generation that is easily offended by opposing worldviews, stemming from the line, "You are not a beautiful and unique snowflake." An early clue to the plot twist comes when Tyler calls the narrator back on the payphone after the narrator's apartment has blown up. As it rings, an inscription can be seen on the payphone that reads "No incoming calls," thus indicating that what Tyler had just done was impossible. The morning after their first fight, when the narrator punches Tyler in the ear, the narrator has difficulty hearing his boss at work and states that everything in life gets the volume turned down after a fight. Yet another subtle hint as to what really happened the previous night. The narrator is sitting on the toilet with his pants down while reading on an IKEA catalog. Edward Norton was actually completely nude from the waist down. Norton talks about it on the DVD commentary, to which the director says, "Really?" Norton then says, "Did you notice that I never had to go to the bathroom that day?" At around 24 minutes per his question of etiquette on the plane, Tyler gives the narrator the ass as he passes by him. However, in the next shot, Tyler quite deliberately gives the female flight attendant who bends in front of him the crotch instead. And that is it.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's in the box, Karen?
Now we're on
That's funny because that's also Brad Pitt.
it. It is. And that was also a David Fincher movie.
No, also a David Fincher movie.
Blade Runner, so it'd be part 2. I ain't seen that one.
2049.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it.
What was the first one about again?
You know, surprisingly, none of us liked it.
Yeah, honestly,
I remember liking it the first time, and then I go back and
yeah,
watch it
I
this
liked
time,
it the
and I'm
first
like,
time, and then watching it the second time, I was like, I didn't care for it that much. But Blade Runner 2049 was awesome, so
you think?
Didn't you
I
say
hope
that
it's
was the
awesome
first
again.
one?
We hope it's again
I
awesome.
hope it's awesome again.
It'd be funny if, like, it's your second time watching it, or your third, or whatever. It's my first, and I'd be like, man, that movie was great. You'd be like, on a second watch,
Yeah,
not so great.
That's the 2017.
Yeah.
yeah. It's got
This one's got Ryan Gosling, in it.
Ryan Gosling in it.
Boyfriend material, baby.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford. Dave Bautista's at the beginning. And what's her face? She's big now, getting bigger.
Looks like it's all for rent.
What's her fucking name, man?
You start with an A.
She played Marilyn Monroe. She was also in that Ghosted movie with Chris Evans recently.
Shit.
God damn it, she's really hot.
Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas, that's her name.
Hmm.
So yeah, it starts with an A.
Her.
I was just guessing.
Yeah.
I was hoping to strike a memory.
You said that. I was like, I think it does actually start with an A.
Oh yeah, it's also got Jared Leto in it.
Oh yeah, that's right. He plays a shit antagonist, like
Yeah.
a shitty protagonist.
Like the
Antagonist. Huh? Well, he's supposed to be like this blind guy, and he really doesn't do anything in the movie
I
at
had
all.
to, I'm sorry.
Like, he doesn't do anything in the movie, so, like, whatever. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Anyway, next week we are going to watch Blade Runner 2049. We can talk about this one. But till then, you guys... Oh, sorry. I guess we gotta... I pressed it? There it is.
Didn't press it
Okay.
hard enough.
I guess. I gotta
Yes.
punch it.
Being a little
Yeah.
sensitive.
Fight Club, bitch. Whoa.
We don't talk about it. Jesus. Can't even follow the first
This
two
is Fight Club.
rules.
We are in a basement, so this could be Fight Club.
We need to clear out
You don't
that.
have
Well,
a
we can
cover
clear out that
room.
corner where the cum stains are.
Oh,
Smurf
yeah,
cum
but
stains?
That's
Smurf
where
cum
my
stains.
stuff is.
Where all your stuff is?
Yeah.
Oof. Sorry for you. Anyway,
Hey,
next
they
week.
didn't come down here until they heard I was coming down here, so.
So everybody's just coming down here.
I don't want to think you.
Ah,
you
skeet, skeet,
started
skeet,
that
skeet.
shit. Skeet, skeet, skeet.
That was pretty good, though.
No, it wasn't good.
That was the only episode we ever did over there, too.
Mm-hmm.
It was for Annihilation, and it was just a big...
I thought we did more than one episode over
It's
there.
No, wait, I thought we did
Uh,
like Terminator over there too.
I thought we did like 3 episodes
I
over
think
there.
we only
and then
did
you
one
decided
episode
you didn't
over
like
there.
it because it was too cramped, and then you moved us over here.
I'm pretty sure we only did one episode
No,
over
we
there.
did more than one episode over there
I'm
because
pretty
I remember
sure we did,
squeezing
like,
back
2
there
or
more
3.
than once.
Did we? I don't think so, man. I'd have to go back and
I
check
remember
that.
doing like
I think we did at least 2.
we did a few because we took turns in like the host chair because we couldn't all sit at the same table.
Yeah.
Did we? Okay,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
That means there was.
That
like,
was the
more-
one that just stood out to me the most.
There was
Yeah,
like,
I wonder why.
The
there was
Annihilation
like
episode.
more than 3 then. There was like 4 or 5.
Because we were all traumatized by the bear, and you were talking about Smurfs coming all over the walls.
Yeah, and I was traumatized by the sting
It was
but
a
on
good
my
time.
microphone. That was like the first episode too. That was like there's.
It was fun.
No.
Not as fun as it was for the Smurfs, but
We were also, I think, elated with that episode because we were out of,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, we were in our own space. And, yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice because we were just like, freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, next week, Blade Runner 2049, Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Brown chicken,
Brown chicken, wow, wow. All right. So till next week. Bye.
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 Oh, fuck.
Every time.
Get the fuck. All right, I got it.